My channel may review knives, but I have the most fun on the lines. Settle in and grab a snack. Juvan and his vibe will arrive to attack. Talking blades and casting shade. There may be some friendly debate, but please no hate. Wow! My channel may My channel may review knives, but I have the most fun on the lives. Settle in and grab a snack. Juvan and his vibe will arrive to attack. Talking blades and casting shade. There may be some friendly debate, but please no hate. But please no hate. My channel may very few nights, but please no hate. But please no hate. Play. Late night patty whack, give a dog a bone. Grab a snack, sit right back and never be alone. It's time for Insomniac, sit and spin. A knife live stream and a gathering of friends. Insomniac, sit and spin is about to start, so come on in and do your part. Juvan's Knife Flicks is the channel you seek for new knife reviews and a show every week. Fight. Insomniac, night, patty whack, give a dog a bone. Grab a snack, sit right back and never be alone. It's time for Insomniac, sit and spin. A knife live stream and a gathering of friends. Insomniac, sit and spin is about to start, so come on in and do your part. Juvan's Knife Flicks is the channel you seek for new knife reviews and a show every week. Fight. Insomniac, night, patty whack, give a dog a bone. Grab a snack, sit right back and never be alone. It's time for Insomniac, sit and spin. A knife live stream and a gathering of friends.
Yeah. You vibes in the word. What a wait. Late night creeps where the shadows grin. Juvan's in the cut, let the games begin. With a flick of the blade, we dive in the sin. It's a marathon groove, not a race to win. The clock don't sleep, the knives don't pause. Chasing thrills, no time for applause. The world spins mad on Juvan's claws, where the edge cuts deep in the night's great jaws. Sit and spin under the neon glow. Wide awake where the insomniacs go. Feel the steel flash, let the adrenaline flow. Juvan's Knife Flicks, it's the live late show. It's the live late show. Right away. It's the live late show. We're too sharp to dull, too fast to catch. Each blade is the spark making midnight hatch. In the zone we own on this Twitch dispatch, where the world sits still but the vibes still match. Times
The Insomniac sitting spins now on the air for all the knife freaks who can't sleep. I'm the Insomniac, Juvan, and today we're gonna take a look at some of my flicks. Are you getting where you fit in? Sit down, shut up, and listen. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to flick it. Welcome to the Insomniac Sit and Spin. Welcome to the Insomniac Sit and Spin. Welcome to the Insomniac Sit and Spin. Welcome to the Insomniac Sit and Spin.
Kinder. Ibo shaky. Me unscrabbly. Shaka doobie! Doubly chaka doobie! Pop swabble.
Happy Tuesday. Happy Sit and Spin, where we just hang out and we talk about knives and we chill. And I show you some new stuff I've gotten in. Y'all talk about stuff that you've gotten in or that you want or that you're interested in. And we discover it together. And it's this long, just awesome, epic, just wonderful live stream. I was asleep until about, I don't know, 4.5, 5 minutes ago. So I'm very groggy. I just opened my first and only Starbucks. I don't know what happens, guys. This whole weird, short, part time shenanigans that I'm doing, the social experiment is making me tired. Be shady. What is up? Can y'all hear me? I hope so. Marco, yay. What is up, brother? Pretty fly for a knife guy. One of the finer gentlemen like you all are. I give Pretty Fly a little extra love. He's been around a while, like most of you have. Bugsy Craftworks is in the house. What's up, Bugsy? Good to see you, buddy. There's the hardest working man in the knife community, Ryan Ellis. What is up, Ryan? You do have a link, my friend. I know you know that. But anyway, I started early. I figured I'd jump in here. We'd see what happens. We may have some guests. You never know. I did get a knife today that I traded for. This little guy. I ordered it. It seems odd. It's a Spyderco, and it is a Spyderco Dragonfly Warncliffe K390. And you guys might go, John, that is such a weird knife. And I'd agree with you. The plan for this knife is like my ZDP 189 that I put the titanium scales on. I plan to get a set of raw titanium, which are the natural color titanium. And since I wasn't able to pull this scale build successfully off on film, I want to do it on this one. And I didn't want to get another drop point. I didn't want to get another kind of regular one. Whoops. I wanted to get something a little different. K390's different enough. Why can't I flick the son of a bit? All right. Now I'm getting frustrated. But it's very sharp. I hear K390 sharpens up really nicely. I have oiled it up, so hopefully it'll be a little bit resistant to patina and to rust. But anyway, I was stoked to get that. What is up, Paul Mills? I got something to show Paul Mills, channel member. And I made a trade on Friday that you guys might have been privy to if you've been around. And I don't have it out. Let me get it. So Friday, I've had this guy coming in who's been wanting to trade a couple of TKLs that I had for this Unenzon that he bought from the guy I work for. So he's the second owner of this Unenzon. I've never been a huge Unenzon fan. I've never been a huge Sabenza fan. I've never been a huge Chris Reese fan. But I did discover the Sabenza and really liked it. And when I had a chance to trade for this, BEDC, what's up? I couldn't pass it up. I just had to add it to the collection, and I've enjoyed carrying it. It's got a aftermarket clip on it. He's bringing me the box, the COA, it's S45, and the factory clip. But I like the clip that's on it. Nothing about the knife I really don't like, except I can't reverse finger flick it. But it's a slow roller, I can thumb flick it or I can front flip it. You can front flip it off this little nubbin here. But I think these are meant to kind of slow roll. This is a great knife. I'm stoked to have it. It's a Umenzon, and I was able to trade for it, which was even cooler. And then there's this little thing. This is North Mountain Blades. They're the ones that brought us the Grant Gripper V2. They brought us the Dwyer, which is right here. They brought us that knife. They brought us the Gripper V2. They brought us several chops, Chop XL, all really full-size knives, I guess is what I'm saying. And then this is a collaboration called the Moon. I forget who the collaborator is, but I can tell you this knife is extremely cool. When I open it, you guys are going to love the blade. I think I do. It's sheep's foot blade. Super tight little frame lock. I guess you'd call it a gentleman's lockback. It's got a milled clip. It goes in and out of pocket very well. Not a reversible clip. M390. North Mountain Blade usually works with that what's it called? Damn it. I've gone brain warp on it. Usually they do that Damascus with that something magic, SLD magic. This one's M390. Be cool if this knife was a little bigger, but ironically, I've started to take a liking of little knives as primary carries. What started that, I'm gonna leave this knife out, was this little knife, the Overlook. I don't know if y'all saw my review on this knife. I unboxed this knife a couple of weeks ago. I've carried it pretty much constantly. It is a 2-screw knife, and I've not taken it apart. It has a pivot, has a screw on the back. The clip, I guess, is reversible, but I've not reversed it. This one's on thumb studs, but it's small. When I say it's small, it's a smaller knife than the bug out. A little bit smaller than the mini bug out, but it's got plenty for me of handle and blade for what I use in an urban. Like if I worked where Ryan works, it would probably not be big enough. But where I work in a knife store, and I open Amazon packages, food, stuff like that. What's up, Derek? Good to see you, brother. So I've gotten used to smaller knives. So this little Moon is a little bit smaller. I do not have an American Blade Works slip joint. I have a feeling the American Blade Works slip joint fits right in between these two. So the way I think of these little knives are kind of like little locking gentlemen's slip joints. Well, that's just kind of a weird way to think about it because it's not a 5th pocket carry knife because they're kind of simplified, elegant. They're grade 5 titanium and M390. They're both very well made. And to call them a gentleman's folder is not really accurate. I think they're just kind of a gentleman's. I don't know what I'm going to start calling these guys, but I can tell you that both of them, when I unboxed them, were surprisingly small. I haven't carried this one as much. I just unboxed it, but I can tell you it's going to carry very well. I think it's going to be a knife that becomes one I carry quite a bit because I'm learning that I don't need a paramilitary 2 size knife because I'm that weirdo who carries a slip joint and a fixed blade. So today, what am I carrying? I got a flashlight too. Today I'm carrying my slim line trapper with a Warncliffe blade. I'm going to bring up our first guest, Mr. Gary Curley. What is up, Gary?
How's it going?
How are you, buddy?
Oh, not too bad.
I was just showing these guys why I've gotten these two very small knives in this week that usually I think of as fifth pocket carry knives. But these are both kind of refined. This is a little North American Blades imported knife. This collaboration, I forget the designer, but it's called the Moon, and it's a really small little front flipper, sheep's foot. I think of it kind of like a locking slip joint for some reason because of the way it fits in my carry. And then the other one is this Big Idea design company, Overlook, which again is a very small little folding knife.
I bought a tool from them. Big Idea. They have a pretty nice layout at blade, and
They did.
I got a titanium, like a mini pen. It was a show special that they had, and it was $20 for a titanium pen, which is pretty cool.
That's a great deal. That's probably the same pen that I got for $69. I think it's called their Tie Basic, maybe. I picked up several little EDC items. I've got a little bit bar that's great for my EDC bag. It's just a little square.
I think I might have got one of them too.
Yeah, a cool little bar. And then I picked up a couple of their fixed blades and a couple of their folders. They're right up in Chattanooga. They're one state north. They're about 45 minutes away. So how's business been, buddy?
It's been good. It's been good. Sales have been steady. I have about 40 blades to go out to two different dealers, Knife Center and Freight and Lock in Syracuse, New York.
Are they do they have an online presence, or are they mainly I'm pulling them up right now. I'm not going to share it. I'm just pulling them up for me.
Believe it or not, they're pretty reasonably well known, like in the Spyderco community. It's an interesting setup. They have like it's a lock, like the main business is like what do they call that? People that work on locks.
Locksmiths?
Locksmiths, yeah. It's like a locksmith's business, and they make keys and different stuff. That's like 2/3 of the store, and then sort of in the back, there's a knife section, and that's run by Hope, is her name, and Ed, two guys that work there a lot. But they have a lot of cool knives. You know, it's not like a zillion knives, but it's I would say they probably have as many knives, different knives, maybe like a Cabela's knife section.
But I like it. I like smaller stores like that because they're usually more intimate. And when I say that, they're more engaging. They know more about the products they spin around all day. They're not all over a superstore, right?
Yeah. I mean, sorry, I'm eating a little piece of candy here. The thing that they do is their selection's much better curated. You know, recently I was in Cabela's. They're not even selling Spyderco anymore.
Really?
Which I suspect means neither is Bass Pro Shop. Now maybe they've worked it out since, but
I wonder what would have led to that. I would have thought that was a good seller unless they had some kind of pricing discrepancy.
I don't know. I mean, Benchmade are so expensive now.
Benchmades are. One thing that I think I told you guys is the Benchmade dealers, the brick and mortar specifically, and I think the Benchmade or the Blade HQs and the others just are able to drop the price a little bit. There is a a break off of those box prices. If you walk in to our knife store, you don't even have to ask for it. It's right there. It can't be publicized on in ads and things like that. But when you walk in, there's a little sign that says, "Take this amount off the box, and we'll cover your sales tax." So it really brings it down in line more with a Spyderco or more with a ZT, some of the other brands we carry. I don't know why they do that, and neither, do their reps accordingly, from what the owner of our store says. He was one of the first Benchmade dealers signed in our state. He's been with them a long time. They're
Well,
not the happiest campers, by the way. The brick and mortar Benchmade dealers.
well, that's a big advantage that you guys have, the ability to discount, because online discounters can't do it. They've really cracked down on discounters online. Like, put it in your cart, like that whole spiel that you used to do.
Right. You can't do
That
that anymore.
Yeah, that doesn't get around the map rules. And at this point, Benchmade's margins are probably not too dissimilar to other knife companies. I mean, I'll tell you right off, my dealers get 30% off of my price. And that's the dealer cost. So if you subtract 30% off my price and you double it, that could be the retail price, the suggested retail price.
Correct.
But nobody uses that anymore, so it's hardly worth talking about. But some dealers, some makers and knife makers give 25 points. Some makers give 35 points, but that's probably somewhere between 25 and 35. I think Benchmade might be around. I mean, I'm not a dealer, so it's, I'm not really speaking out of school, but I suspect it's somewhere around 37%. And Spyderco is probably 35, 34% margin.
And I would not know. The only thing I know is Spyderco, our entity, which is a pretty old knife store, does not buy directly from Spyderco. I don't believe.
Oh, really?
I believe they buy through, is it Blue Ridge?
Yeah, it could be.
They do. It's whoever that, and it might be because of the way they're set up, right? I think there are brick and mortars that buy directly from Spyderco.
Well, I can speak to that a little bit. One of my employees was a Spyderco employee for a number of years, and he's been a Spyderco dealer since. And he was a dealer, and then they dropped him, and then maybe he got picked back up again. I forget, but it's often cheaper to buy it from Blue Ridge than Spyderco. Spyderco nails you on the shipping. Really expensive shipping. Good evening, Sierra Rick. Sorry, can't spell.
I'm very dyslexic. Always mess him up. He knows. We mean well.
Yeah. So it makes sense sometimes to buy them. The problem with buying it from Blue Ridge is you're going to be a little more limited in the interesting stuff you can get with Spyderco.
I agree.
You're going to be more with your standard models, and when they have interesting sprint runs and some of the more interesting things they do, I don't think you're going to see those unless
you don't even get the opportunity, because what typically happens is the releases happen at the very least sooner for the people that are more plugged in. I would think if you were going to have a dealership and you really wanted to do it cool, you should be a Spyder Club member.
Yeah.
I know a couple of individuals that have little side businesses where they sell the ones they don't keep, and they're not hoarders. They sell a lot more than they keep, and there's a buyer for almost every knife if you're willing to hang on to it, right? If you're not in a rush to sell it, there's eventually going to be a Spyderco person that's looking for that knife.
Yeah, I mean, there's a store near us called Country Knives. It's in Lancaster County. That's how you pronounce it in Pennsylvania, by the way. You don't say Lancaster. It's Lancaster County.
How did you pronounce it?
Lancaster.
Lancaster.
Yeah. Side note, I was watching this video and it was this Amish girl on the video. And she's talking about what it's like to be Amish. Well, I grew up in Pennsylvania my whole life. I know Amish when I see them and smell them. But they have a particular accent, the way they talk. It's really obvious. They speak Pennsylvania Dutch, which is really Deutsch, which is a Pennsylvania version of German.
Right.
And it's like half English, half German. It's just a really goofy language. And a lot of times it's just like English with a German accent, but with some German words. Anyway, when they speak regular English, they have a particular way they talk. She didn't talk that way, and she called it Lancaster. She said, "I'm from Lancaster."
Dead giveaway.
You are not from Lancaster, friend. You, and I think it's an AI generated video anyway. All of them, but like her channel had a lot of views. I'm like, this is fake.
You know what? It's there. I get emails because I have a channel talking about how I can create a fake channel and make revenue. They come in by the hundred. But if you ever look at some of these channels, the ones that have been populating my feed, because I stay up late at night, that's when I do most of my videoing, are these relaxing, they're marketed as relaxing videos that'll tell some history story like the Roman Empire or something. They're animated and they're not even cartoons. They're just stills with like snow in the background that moves. And I guarantee you they're 100% AI. And they are fully, I mean, I don't know if it's true or not because I'm not a history buff, but they're very engaging and they will put you to sleep. But somebody's getting ad revenue off those and God knows how many views.
Yeah. Yeah. What's Jeffrey Dawson talking about? All them Yankees?
Where's Jeffrey? Hold on a second. He's funny, but they can't even pronounce words properly.
Well,
Jeffrey's one of our comics.
There's a number of towns. I imagine. Okay, so there's a town in New York called. Well, the way the locals say it is Ackerd, but the way it's spelled is Accord, just like Accord,
just like a Honda.
Yeah, just like a Honda. So I asked him, I'm like, so do people in this town drive Honda Accords or Honda Accords?
They were just thinking like you should know, which is not a valid way to know it. Some words you can pronounce different ways, but how do you even pronounce Ackerd from Accord? How does that even phonetically come up?
Well, in Massachusetts, you have Worcester, which is spelled Worcester. And then in Pennsylvania, there's Worcester. There's a town here in Pennsylvania called Lebanon, but it's spelled like Lebanon. So my church board meeting the other night, one of my parishioners says something about Lebanon, and I'm like, Lebanon? You been over in the Middle East or what?
That's not the Lebanon we know. I had a college buddy from, what's the place in New York? Is it Chappaqua? How do you pronounce that?
Chappaqua? Chappaquiddick?
Yeah. No, it's in New York. It's in upstate New York. I don't think it's Chappaquiddick. I think it's Chappaqua.
Okay.
But I'm not familiar with that part of the country. If there's not a Chappaqua, I would have known if it was Chappaquiddick because it's got so much history.
So a lot of the names here where I live in Pennsylvania, a number of them are Native American, like the names of rivers, like the Schuylkill River or the Susquehanna River. Those are both weird words to say or read. And then then there's a lot of German towns, a lot of burgs, Harrisburg, Middleburg. So there's a lot of German influence. And where I grew up in particular is Welsh influence, and that's my predominant nationality. So places like Ballakinwood and Gwynedd. So we have, a lot of the names here are from like when different settlers came to different areas.
I
Uh,
got you.
the
And they
German,
kind of brought their heritage and their naming facilities to those areas.
yeah, and there were waves of immigrants. Like I was born in a town called Norristown, which is outside of Philadelphia, and the first group of people. So the first group of people was the English and the Swedes to that area, and then the Italians came, and everybody was like racist against the Italians. I remember my grandfather. He used to go with a bunch of old guys to Kmart to drink coffee in their cafeteria. If you're of the age of remembering cafeterias and Kmart's,
Wherever
it had
people do gather. Yeah.
that had to be terrible coffee. But yeah, he's like, oh, there's this Italian guy. He's all right. And I'm like,
They're starting to assimilate.
now I'm 25% Sicilian, so like, okay. But yeah, so it was Italians, and then the next wave were black folks from the South that came up, probably early 1900s ish. That was a wave. Then there was a Hispanic wave, most recently an Asian wave, and so that area has just had a lot of different groups. It's pretty diverse. So I always grew up eating good food, good Italian food, good Asian food.
Yeah, well, that means it sounds like it when it works, you've got all those extra things that you wouldn't normally be exposed to if you grew up in North Alabama, for example. You are
What
now because so many places have moved here, but used to be it was pretty
French?
basic type
Were the
food
French
choices.
people?
In North Alabama.
Yeah, like I know in Louisiana, did they make it up that direction, or who
No,
settled North
no,
Alabama?
I would say it's always been pretty basic Southern cooking. When I say Southern, your fried stuff, but not like Cajun. Your fried steaks, your mashed potatoes, your greens. What a lot of people consider just country cooking. But then, like in Huntsville, it was a huge German population.
Hmm.
Operation Paperclip kind of dumped half of my family here. Um, and so there is some German influence. But now that Huntsville's become, uh, defense contractor city, it's going to be Missile Command now. They're restaurants from all over here. So it's just kind of come based on what people want. Because I don't think if you went out and you polled 20 Huntsvillians, you might find 2 that were born here because most of them have just moved here and are here for 6
I
years,
see.
maybe.
Yeah,
It's an interesting place, though.
when I went to college in Massachusetts outside of Boston, and that was a great experience. But I was kind of like an evangelist for Pennsylvania. I always loved going home. I drove through the mountains to get home, and yeah, I enjoy my state. I enjoy lots of different places. Now, everybody's guys talking about pork roll. I'm not far from pork roll country because I'm like 30 miles from the New Jersey border. Have you ever had pork roll that they're
I've
talking
not.
about? Taylor pork roll. It's
No,
a
I never
it,
have.
it's like spam a little bit, but it's round and they slice it and they like put it on a breakfast sandwich and that kind of thing. But it's like I don't think it's. I mean, no offense to you guys that like pork roll. I don't think it's especially good. It's super salty and greasy. Um, and it's okay. I don't hate it. Every
Is
once
it
in a
do
while,
people like grill it up in a
yeah,
pan?
you can grill it on like a grill, a griddle. Uh, like it's good that way, and like on a sandwich. Um, yeah,
Yeah, I'm trying to think. We didn't have a lot of like local delicacies when I grew up. I mean, it was just we always thought of it as Southern cooking, I guess, because I didn't get out of this area till after high school. Um, so a lot of my formative years were just eating what I considered to be basic Southern crap. Count chocolate cereal and fried eggs and just unhealthy stuff like that. So I was going through your website and I noticed because I wouldn't have asked about the Magnum Max if I didn't realize that you have different pours on different stuff that you're releasing based on what you got access to.
yeah.
Yeah. So I do
Yep.
want to talk to you about a MagnaCut Mako at some point this week. I'll talk to you,
All right.
and figure out how to get that going. I need to just get an email address from you or something.
Yeah. I'll just have you Venmo if you have
Yeah,
Venmo.
yeah, whatever's I do that's fine too.
Yeah.
That one I use for my daughter quite often.
Okay. Yeah. That's more. Yeah, that's more of a sort of side account I use.
Yeah.
The um, so I got a bunch of these LC200N blades, and they're not as popular. The LC200N doesn't seem to be as popular as it's been. I think it's a great steel. It's not. It doesn't hold an edge as well. And that new MagnaCut that I have is really good at holding edge. In fact,
Is that the Aerosteel?
yeah, Aerosteel. I got two ready for Pete from Cedric Ganada. And I Rockwell tested both of them and wrote the Rockwell hardness on each blade. So I got to send that. I got to send that off. It's probably going to cost me $60 to send that to Australia.
It's not
But
cheap to get. I mean, it'd be easier to hire a kangaroo that can swim.
I know it's really expensive. But yeah, it'll be an interesting study. The Aerosteel is a little harder, but I think it's because it just gets a little harder. I think it was a similar protocol. So it has a point of hardness, which shouldn't be a dramatic difference in the test. But he'll do his test on both of those knives, and I'll be interested. I'll be interested in his opinion. He hasn't had the Kydex yet, but have you been using the Minnow?
I love the Minnow. It was in my back pocket today. I think I showed you it. I put a deep concealment carry clip on it, and the way it fits in my back pocket, it kicks it over to my right side of my pocket, and it just fits perfect. Yeah, I've carried it the last 3 days.
Yep.
Absolutely love this knife. That's why I want to, I want to do a separate review on this knife, but I'd like to have the full size too, I believe. I think if I get the larger size of this sheath, it might hold both of them. And this sheath may hold both of them. I keep that in a coat pocket, so it's not one where they'd fall out. But
Nice.
yeah, it's really an amazing knife, super sharp. And I love the bulb in the handle. I call it a bulb. That's the wrong word. I love this the little raised belly
Yeah.
right here, because the way I explain it in my broken English is it just fills your hand where my Jacob Creates or just a flat handled knife does not. You've got extra fingers left over, where this kind of gives your fingers somewhere to go.
Yeah.
And in
Yeah.
almost every grip, it feels good.
It's I did have one guy order one and he didn't like it. He's like, it's just not what I thought or what I wanted. I haven't had that happen very often. I was like, yeah, just send it back minus the shipping.
Yeah, I mean, what did he give you any specifics? Was it
No, but you can make something that's super possible with most people, but there's only going to be some people that don't like it.
Yeah.
Whatever.
But I mean, and the fact that you took it back, you can turn around and sell it. Was it a MagnaCut or was it
It was a
Magnamax?
Magnamax, so yeah.
Hey, I'll buy it.
I wasn't worried about it.
I'll buy it. Seriously, because I was going to say I'd like to have a Magnamax too. Let's talk. Think if you don't have that one sold yet.
No, it hasn't come back yet.
Yeah, when that one comes back, maybe we'll do a two deal.
All right.
Because I'd kind of like to have, just because I'm a steel weedy. I picked this up today on a trade. That doesn't look like much. It's a little Dragonfly,
No, I love those. I have lots of those.
but it's a little K390 one.
Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
and I'm going to. The reason I got it is I'm going to get some more of these Flytanium Dragonfly scales. They come with a little phosphorus bronze washer. This is my ZDP. And it makes for a really nice knife with titanium scales and a titanium backspacer.
That makes that a much more expensive knife, though.
Well, you're adding, if you look at cost, dealer cost, it's like $65, $90 if you're looking at retail
For the knife or for the scales?
for the scales.
For
The
the
knife
scales.
itself was $120.
I'll
It's a
tell you
little
what.
more expensive, but again, it's Spyderco, and it's something that I'll use for a while.
Here's a knife I like a lot. This is this a Sage? What is this
That
thing?
looks like, what kind of lock does it have? Does it have that
It has a
ball lock?
compression lock.
Okay, if it's got a compression lock, it's probably it looks like a Shaman. Maybe let me make you a little bigger. Is it a full size knife?
No, it's a smaller knife.
The blade looks like a. Anybody know what that is?
It's a Spy
Sage
27.
6. Sage 6.
Sage. Yeah, I thought it was one of the Sages, but I really like the compression lock. It's a fair price. I actually bought it at Smoky Mountain Knife Works. I was on vacation and I either didn't bring enough knives or I just wanted to buy a knife. Probably I just wanted to buy a knife.
Well, you were in a beautiful part of the country, and you went by a cool knife store and figured, why not?
Yeah. It's got a lot of lint in there.
What's up, Ronald?
It's because I use my knives.
You should. Looking, I had somebody win the giveaway on Sunday, and I've not gotten an email from them, so I don't think they know. So I'm just looking them up in case I see them in chat. You keep talking.
Hmm?
Who won?
So, did it come from Virginia? Yeah, it is a good knife. It's light. I like the wire clips a lot.
I'm a big fan.
And it's just all around. So, you take something like this, and honestly, with a compression lock, I can very easily one-hand a compression lock. And so it's everything you need and nothing you don't. It's light, it's nice, it's relatively cheap. As these, like a bench, an equivalent Benchmade would be $100 more.
Easily $100 more, and it would not have the blade steel composite. What I consider, I think Spyderco does better with their blade steel than Benchmade. Don't ask me why. I know their geometry is better. Yeah, and their geometry's very, very good. Very slicey.
And there's some intangibles too. To me, this knife just has a little more character to me.
You should not be getting ads, brother. I've got them turned off. Unless it's in your chat, you'll get them. I can't help those. That's just YouTube doing their thing. Go ahead. I'm sorry, brother.
No, it's all right.
Hey,
yeah, I mean, I like the grippy. I like the FRN that they use. I just like it. It's a really nice knife.
And it's light.
It's light. There's another knife. Like I've showed you my MSI.
Yes.
That two-tone is just awesome, in my opinion. But
anyway, I love that look.
I think it'd be even cooler with white scales. So I'm thinking about just buying a white knife and switching.
There's a company called Lex Rex Customs. He's out of, but he ships from the States. Look at his scales. He's got scales for the MSI that are kind of ribbed, but he's got a light color. They might be coyote. They might not be white.
Lex Rex?
Lex Rex Customs. 3 words. And you can just Google him after the show.
I'll Google him right now.
Hold on. Let me look, guys. I don't think you shouldn't be getting ads unless you're getting them in the chat, which I've heard about those. Stream settings. They're on manual. So just to show you guys that I'm not controlling them, for me to serve you an ad, and since you asked, I'm going to show you what I have to do. I have to go up here and push this insert ad button like I just did. So now y'all should get an ad. But I have to do that before anybody gets an ad. Or YouTube might just stick them in because they're YouTube. Edgy, you got a link? I got 8 blades shipped off for heat treat. Nice. Yeah, there are a lot of blades moving around down here in Alabama, getting different things done. I'm sure like they are up there around where you are.
You like changing stock, like
Well, like
production, that kind of thing.
Shane sends his some after they get heat treated, they go places to get sharpened, to get stuff like that.
Interesting. I am a guy. Again, it's just my preference, but I like things stock. Like when I see somebody that gets a truck and adds all kinds of stuff to it, to me, it looks like a guy got a truck and added all kinds of stuff to it. like I just like it stock. I like the way it came. Yeah, like maybe a couple little things here and there, but
Hey now,
so when guys get, a knife like a Spyderco and they put all wacky scales on it, it's just not my thing. And so, yeah, so I'm very much a stock scale kind of guy. So I would buy. I bet you I could maybe just call Microtech and say, hey,
they might Microtech gonna knock you down. So if you remember what the stitch scales looked like, they were just like straight
yeah, I had a
lines.
stitch. I didn't like it. I sold it.
Yeah, I don't like this one either, but these are the scales that LexRex does.
Okay.
That they're, they don't look funky. They don't look
No,
out
it
of
doesn't look
place.
comfortable.
It's just the best Spyderco or the best Microtech ram lock I did a review on yesterday. We have one in the store. It's the SOCOM.
Yeah.
The SOCOM just came out with the ram lock. It is amazing. It's got thumb studs. It's got a really nice finger choil, great blade geometry, which is surprising because the original one doesn't. It's a little bit more pokey stabby, where this is more slicey.
Yeah. I didn't hate the knife. It just was so expensive for what it was. And there was somebody who really liked it and wanted to buy it. So I was just like, you know what?
Was yours an auto or a ram lock?
Ram lock.
Ram lock.
Mm-hmm. I don't like autos anymore. Autos used to be illegal in Pennsylvania. And so then I kind of wanted them because I was like edgy, rebel.
Right, right.
Now they're legal and they bore the heck out of me. I have zero interest in them.
Well, they don't have action. I have several, and they are kind of a guilty pleasure. I enjoy some of them, but I'd much rather carry a knife that's got a manual action or a fixed blade. And I usually carry both.
Yeah,
What's up, Stevie?
ProTech makes a lot of, obviously a lot of automatics, but I really prefer like the Malibu.
And the Mordax is the great knife.
Oh, that's also a great knife too. Yeah, I have one.
Their new one, the one that Peace Neighbor collaborated with them with, we had a guy come in the store with it, and it's got probably the best feel. And I don't know if it's the way they checkered the handle of any manual ProTech I felt. What's it called? It's hold on a second. ProTech. Somebody's probably already thrown it in the chat. I've started to see a few new ProTech button lock. Sean Atmore is an actor, and he started Peace Neighbor, and he's got a design with Civivi, and he's got a couple of other, not the T3 Integrity. Let's see. Does anybody in chat know? Is anybody throwing it up there? I hear you, Edgy. What's the name of that new ProTech? I'm not seeing it on their site. Darn it. I know we can't order it yet because here it is. It's called the Avalon. Let me show it to you. It looks pretty pokey, and it is kind of pokey, but the grip, it almost has a Newport blade.
Yeah.
But that grip is aluminum and very comfortable.
I like aluminum. It's a great material.
Yeah, I agree.
Titanium's overkill and it makes knives expensive.
It does, because I mean, ProTechs,
cool material. But,
ProTechs are priced, I think, very, very fairly.
Oh yeah, especially when you know the owner.
What's up, Azoro? The Avalon is just a bougie TR4. That's probably true. I don't know where the design came from because I can't remember what his Civivi looks like. It may look like his Civivi knife. I'm not sure. Yeah, Sean, who's going to Atlanta this summer? I will be there. You're going to Blade Show, aren't you, Gary?
Yes.
Yes. When you said that, looking at your icon, I thought I was there the summer of 91, summer of 89 for dead shows. I used to drive over from Auburn all the time. That was that was our little break out of college and go do something crazy.
I really wish I would have went to some of the earlier Blade shows. I until I was a maker, I just really wasn't familiar with it, and so yeah,
It wasn't on your radar as a
just
destination.
it's like I would have very much enjoyed it, and I probably would have started making knives sooner if I did. But yeah, I enjoy. You know, here's the challenge for me at Blade Show. People come to my table to see me and talk to me, and I want to talk to. I want to be there, and I want to talk to them for sure. But man, like I want to go to all of the other tables and see all the other stuff. So it's always a. But here's what I've realized: knife shows have a little. I have a knife show this weekend too. It's a smaller one.
We've got a small one this weekend.
Yeah, this is up in the middle of the state, but around 11 to 1 p.m. is like the busiest time at knife shows on each day for whatever reason, between 11 and 1. So I try to be at my table between 11 and 1 because a lot of people come by. It's busy. We're selling a lot of stuff, and so, but I want to walk around. I want to see equipment. I want to network. I want to find new vendors. I want to, do all these kinds of things. And one of my goals, I might have mentioned, I think I mentioned in the show, I want to get a chef's knife, somebody else's.
Yeah.
So that's on somebody who's charging way too little for it. But a lot of the chef's knives are just terrible designs sometimes. So I got to find a design I like, a good price. I'll know it when I see it.
Gary, don't you get to walk around like after you set up? Don't you have some free time, or do you go with somebody? Do you have somebody help you in the booth where they can relieve you and you can go walk for 30 minutes?
Yeah, I'll have 3 guys with me.
I got you.
This year. Wow, one of them's my son. So he's just going to be like, but the other guys are knife guys. My son's not really into knives, so.
Well, you never know. He could be the one that takes off and really takes a liking to it.
Possible. He likes graphic design. He's a graphic design.
Is he the one with the printer?
No, that's the little one. That's the 11-year-old. He might be the one that gets into knives. But yeah, he's the older guy, but he's typical, he's 18 and he's kind of shy, and he'll just like walking around though. He'll like walking. So what I'm thinking about doing for him is saying, look, you're going to be the social media guy. So I'll get them logged into all the accounts, Instagram, YouTube, whatever. And your job is to create content, and I'll pay you $200 for the weekend to create content. So,
and that'll be great. I mean, 'cause that's content you can reuse. Are you going to mainly have them focus on your booth and your layout? And
exclusively. And so, yeah, the other thing is we're staying in a Airbnb this time. And so eating out all the time gets expensive, especially with 4 guys.
Right.
So we're not going to be doing that so much. We're going to cook at this Airbnb. Hence, I need the chef's knife.
You'll love the Airbnb experience. That's what Stevie, who's in the chat, we usually get Airbnbs, but we always go and hang at Stevie's Airbnb, and Mattisfaction's there when he's at Blade Show. And it's the best time really at Blade Show, about 7, 8 of us sitting on the back porch because they've got a nice little area under a trellis because they get the same Airbnb each year. And it's just nice to have a little home to go back to
Yeah.
after a
Yeah.
long day, beating your legs off the concrete.
The pit where a lot of the makers go and hang out and whatnot. I should go there to network with people, but it's just such a headache machine. It's loud and people are drinking. It's just not my thing.
I'll try to go for 30 minutes or so just to say hi to people, but I can't. I do the Irish goodbyes for there. I'll just slip.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just because it's too loud, and when it starts getting wild, the conversations to me aren't as productive.
Yeah. I've never really had a great time in there. I'm usually early to it. I think it winds up later. And this Airbnb we got, I think we're about 40 miles outside from the Cobb Convention Center. So it's a little bit
it'll
of a
be a
ride.
good drive just to get out there and just drive to get dinner going.
Yeah, just get out, just go back, get dinner going. And the cool thing is, I'll buy good food. Like we'll get steak and seafood and, just good stuff to eat while we're down there. So it'll still be way cheaper than going out though.
Absolutely.
And better, probably. Nothing's worse. I'm a reasonably good cook. I'm not a chef, I'm not an expert. But like anything, I study it, I get better at it, and so I do a decent job. Nothing's worse than when you go to a restaurant and you get a dish and you paid like a lot of money for it, and you're like, I could have made that myself a lot better than this.
Yeah,
And
and you're not getting any break in the prep. The service is less than stellar. It can be a
yeah,
bad experience.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, I'm looking for it. I think it's going to be a fun time. Every year is kind of its own thing, and it changes. My first few years, I did not sell a lot. Yeah, yeah.
I bet that's changed though.
Um, Somewhat. I still don't sell a ton at Blade like you'd think. There's so much competition for people's dollars that it's I get a lot of people coming by and now that are they end up being out of money, and so it's now here's what I'm thinking about doing. So this is a Magnamax Mako. This is the Mako. But
Very nice.
I was saying that a lot of people have sort of, I don't want to say they soured on LC200N. They're
Yeah, I
just not
didn't
as
ask you what
interested.
you were going to do with the LC200. Go ahead and finish that story. I'm sorry.
So what I think I'm going to do is offer a basic LC200N in a Kydex sheath with the 3D printed scales for $150 as a show special. I'm going to try that this weekend, see how it goes. And then try it again at Blade Show, and there's another Lehigh Valley Knife Show coming up too. But
Greg says it's fire. Sign me up for whatever it is. He likes LC200N.
I like it too. It's a great steel. It's there are steels with better edge retention, but it's not bad. I'm running it at like 60, which is just about as hard as that gets. Yeah, but yeah, $150. So there's a guy in the knife world named Mike Iyer, I think, or Mike Iyer. He's pretty popular. He grinds knives for a lot of people. Actually, he ground some Protex. There's some Protec models where he ground the blade. And anyway, he's a well-known guy in the knife. He's an older guy at this point. He brings, I'd say, about 15 knives. They're hunting knives, like a hunting knife size with like a burl handle, like nice, sometimes a two-piece, like a burl handle and a carbon fiber bolster area, glued up, pinned up, nicely done in CPM 154, and he sells them for $100.
Wow.
And they're always sold out, the first 10 minutes of the show. He's basically giving them away. Yeah, it's a $300 knife, easy, $400 knife. And So that's sort of my thinking on that. Like I'll bring these knives, uh, just to get a little bit of the juices flowing. We'll get a little bit of the cash rolling.
Kind of like a loss leader to get
Yeah,
people
kind of. Yeah,
buzzing.
yeah. Now normal price is 210. So I mean it's a pretty good discount. But I think there's a mental like 150 is, like, yeah. I mean, heck,
Where
you'll
people
pay.
feel like it's more of an impulse buyer. It can be, especially if you're looking at a discount, a show discount, which I think is key to a lot of people turning loose of their dollars there, right?
Yeah,
If they
yeah.
feel like they're getting more than they would if they waited, they
It's the kind
sometimes
of thing where they might get two. They might get one in uh they might get one in like Magna Cut or something else and then get one of those just because they can and have one as a beater.
yeah, well,
Like,
I definitely want to talk to you because definitely want a Mako and what's available. But if that little Magnamax Minnow comes back, I might be interested in it too.
okay. Yeah.
Just because I collect steels, I'm weird that way.
An outdoor fixie. I love stainless ABL. LCD
Where's that? I miss it. Oh,
14C. Let's see here. We've got a number of spellings of Mike Iyer. Iyer.
is he the guy that did the TRM grinds, or is that somebody different?
It's possible. He's been around. So he does grinding for a lot of people, and yeah, he always brings this. I think I might buy one this year. Why not? Why not? I like it. I use it to open pellets for my pellet stove.
Right.
What's significant about it is it was my first custom knife. It's my first custom knife. Actually, I'll go get it. Put me
Grab
on
it.
Talk
If
about
it's
something.
close. Did he do the grinds on the TRM hand ground Adams? I can't remember. Because I guess I could check. If I have to leave the chat, let's go to TRM. And they changed their website now so much. Let's see. No. Let's go to the team. News about. Yeah, their website's changed too much. He is on Arizona. So hate showing my first handmade knives. It's fugly, but it's solid. That's what matters, dude. So you picked this up for Mike. I'm gonna make you big for a sec.
I did not pick it up. I bought it for $185 at a knife shop.
It's pretty.
Yeah, it's a cool blade. Let's see here.
That was under 200. You said 180.
I paid 185, but at the show, it's not focusing real well. But at the show, let's go over this way. Maybe that'll do it.
What's the handle? Wood in micarta or wood in dark wood?
It looks like wood and micarta, and I don't know if you can tell. This lighting is terrible. I'm going to set up a different camera one these days just for this. There you can see it.
I can see it.
That is where the bolster meets the wood is what they call it, dovetailed.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah, and so he sells these for $100 at Blade Show.
And I mean, so those must all be gone at early bird, right? I mean, does he bring what, 20, 50, 100?
15 or 20 of them. Has
And
them
they're
every year. Yep. 15
Has
or
he ever
20.
thought about selling them for 200 just so they stick around another 15 minutes?
Right. No, it's what he does. It's what he does. It's like a giveaway almost.
Todd Carr, what's going on, brethren?
That wasn't my first knife. That was my first custom knife that I bought from somebody else.
Jeffrey Dawson is digging his Magnamax Minnow. The Van X Mako is his dedicated truck knife. Nice.
Nice. Oh, you
Jeffrey?
got a Van X. All right. That was yeah, I don't have any more of those left. The Van X is cool.
I love Van X. It's really stain resistant, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's its highest, I guess, claim to fame.
Yeah, it has pretty good edge retention too. Like maybe about like Magnamax, maybe a little better.
And it's one of the more expensive steels to buy, right?
Magna Cut, not Max. Magna Cut. Oh, it's outrageously expensive. It was outrageously expensive when I bought it 5 years ago or 3 years ago, whenever I bought it. Now it's, I don't even want to guess. But I am excited. I'm still trying to get the info on this new Carpenter steel, which will not be super expensive. But yeah, it might be a while before I get that. I'm still working through Magnamax for Makos. And so we're just, so we got to cut them. And when we cut them, they warp a little bit. So and they have dross on them, like slag. So we got to grind the slag off. Then we got to straighten them. Then they're ready for heat treat. So times 300 blades.
So that takes you, that's like several months, right? Or a couple of months to get all those put together?
In terms of just...
In terms of like if you're making those now, or are you in the middle of the run?
It takes about, the biggest time taker, although we've been busy with other stuff, the biggest time taker is when I send them to grind. They go to Kent, Washington, and they have them for like a month and a half, 2 months. And so that's the biggest. I would love to have those for Blade Show, but I don't know if I will.
It'll be pushing it. That'll be a pleasant surprise if you do. You're not counting on them.
I'm not counting on them. And they'll sell online. Back in the day, the business model for knife making was like, you go to shows and that's where you do the majority of your sales. And you go to Blade Show and that's where you do your majority of show sales.
Right.
And so that's not so much the model anymore. I will probably sell more blades to real people. And I'll explain what I mean by real people in a minute. I will sell more blades to real people at online the week before than I will at Blade. But the dealers come by and buy everything at the end of the show. So
right.
I'll sell everything I bring, but not necessarily to people. I much more enjoy, well, firstly, I make 30% more, but secondly, I much more enjoy selling the knife directly to the person who's going to use it. Like, that's much more gratifying to me than...
Well, and I would also think that would help from a long-term repeat customer. You kind of want them to come back to you, don't you? In a way, I mean,
yeah. I mean, I have customers, like when I look them up, like I'll see they bought 8 or 10 or 12 knives. Some people. So, I have a handful of those customers.
Right. That are fans.
Yeah, that are fans. And yeah.
What's up? MPG EDC.
Yeah. Or did I see a comment?
If you see any, answer them, because I'm terrible at...
My truck knife is a $30 cold steel. My truck knife is a M18 Sawzall. That's my truck.
It works though, doesn't it?
That thing, yeah.
Is that a battery powered or is it
M18 Milwaukee? Yeah.
Yeah, gotcha.
Sawzall. Most Sawzalls now are they are what do they call that? Not only do they go like this, but they go like this.
They kind of have a little rotating.
Yeah, it's like I forget what they call that. It's not reciprocating because that's what they do. They go back and forth. But anyway, they cut so good. I mean, you can cut through a big chunk of wood or something's in the road or whatever you need to do. Yeah.
Do your
Yeah.
blades last a pretty long time, depending on what you cut, I guess?
Yeah. I like the Diablo blades, but I got a pack of those in my truck too.
So you got you're loaded up. You can run through blades.
I got
You
the
just need
blades, I got
batteries.
batteries, I got a charger. I mean, I got an air pump. I got, I'm getting ready to get something done.
Congratulations, MPG. That's
Random
huge news.
orbital. That's the sander. Yeah,
Congratulations, sweetheart.
what is that called?
Orbital. I need to get a little mini chainsaw.
I got one of those too. I got the one that, you ever watch that YouTube channel Project Farm?
No, but it sounds like it's pretty informative.
Oh, it's excellent. I've always buy their stuff and it's always awesome. Like my jump pack, I got their recommendation. Yeah, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I've got some bushes I need to whack.
Brushless technology, inline, soft vibration.
And guys, if you're coming in here late, this is Gary Creeley of Creeley Knives, a premier fixed blade maker. Works with all kinds of really cool blade steels. This little guy's MagnaCut, but he also works with the likes of Magnamax. He works with LC 200N. He's kind of a steel guy. Manscaped. Always. If I showed you guys this, I traded for this last week too. This is a GEC Viper number 47.
Do you carry those much?
I do. I carry him in a slip. So lately I've been carrying, because it's smaller, I've been carrying my little case, slim, just a little Warncliffe blade. I like Warncliffe blades on my slip joints, and I'm a one blade slip joint guy. I don't like to have a bunch of blades on my slip joints. But do I use them much, Gary? No. I always have them in my left pocket, but I rarely use them.
I got a whole drawer full of them, and I just don't use them. The Sage that I have is what I use. Like those are the kind of, or the MSI. Or now here's a knife. Here's a knife you guys probably don't have. Maybe some of you do. This is a Freeman.
Edgy American Blades in the chat bought a fixed blade Freeman after not being able to stop looking at it at Blade Show last year.
He does this weird thing with huge step overs for the edge. I don't know if you can tell. You see
it's got like vertical. It's got vertical steps as opposed to like what I would consider step milling. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, this is a lot of. This was like $325. Of course, I got the aluminum one. The titanium one was like an extra $150. But there's a lot of knife for like basically a custom, custom.
We
holder.
joke about Shane's that the only thing bad about it is you can't tell what blade steel it is. You got to look really hard to find that blade steel marker.
Right. They call that billboarding.
Billboarding.
They say that I put billboard my blade steels. Well,
no, you don't. Yours are small.
Not that much. Not like that. Some guys put it so small you need like a magnifying glass to see it.
That's why I keep one of these on my review table, because most knives, especially imports, you do have to really get in there to see.
They'll put it like, yeah.
My Freeman's on my chest rig because I'm an operator. Shane. Yeah, Shane's the one that bought it. He said, man, I got to quit looking at that knife. I was like, just go buy it. There's
not too many knives I bought at Blade that I regret. Occasionally, there's been some duds. You know what I kind of regret, especially for what I spent for it, and this might not be a popular opinion. Is the Jack Wolf.
That's a very popular opinion. Which one did you get? Did you get one of the locking or one of the slip joints?
Slip joint. About 2 years ago.
That's when I got my first feel good Jack. I own 2 Jack Wolves. And originally was very pleased with them, and then picked up like a Rough Rider Reserve. And the one that made me think this is not worth what I paid for it was the QSP Hedgehog that Austin did in carbon fiber and M390. Did you ever see that knife? This knife was made by who I think the same OEM is. He won't say who the OEM is. But this knife is M390, titanium, fat carbon fiber, and it's $150. Whereas my Jack Wolf is titanium, fat carbon fiber, S90V, and it was $299. And there's not much difference in the quality if you look at them both side by side. What made you not as happy with it?
I don't use slip joints that much because they're hard to use compared to other designs. So that's part of it. And it's like $300 for a Chinese slip joint is, it just doesn't seem worth it. And I tell you, the knives that I generally am most dissatisfied with are sort of these generic Chinese trying to be fancy knives. Like technically they are what they are, and they seem good, but they just don't seem to have a they just don't seem to have a soul.
They don't. That's the word I was going to say. Gary, give me 2 seconds. I'm going to grab this.
All right. The one I have is S90V. That Jack Wolf is not S90V. It's a Chinese version. The Chinese one I have is allegedly S90V. Yeah, was who you I am a seal. I'm fat like a seal. Yeah. So it's just it's just tough to spend that much money on a Chinese knife, and it's not that great. Yeah, I got a new watch today. See, knife guys are watch guys. You got to know that.
There are a lot of knife guys that are watch guys. I bump into them all the time, and that is a whole nother level of wow.
That's a Citizens. It's an Eco Drive. It's a diving watch. It's not super awesome, but I'm a sucker for the turquoise. But it was on sale.
Awesome.
It was on sale at Juma Shop for $129. And so, to add another turquoise watch to my collection for $129, I couldn't resist. And Eco Drive is a fantastic movement. So
is that one that I guess they're all pretty much now self-winding by you walking?
No. It's solar.
Okay. Eco Drive solar.
Eco Drive is solar. Yeah, I mostly get automatics anymore, but I do make an exception for Eco Drive because they'll last 20 years. The battery.
Very cool.
So, yeah, I like it. Just fun, cheap one. Watches get outrageous, but
they do. But $130 is within my reach, and I thought, I've always used an Apple Watch, which is more expensive initially, but I always felt like if I got that first mechanical watch, I know myself well enough that I wouldn't stop there.
Game over.
G-Shock guy. I've heard great things about
too. G-Shocks are great too. I was wearing one of those yesterday. There's a G-Shock Square that's out now. It's the what is it? Is the 5600 BX 5600 or BG 5600? It's only in Japan now. It's supposed to be releasing here soon. They're about $200. It's a square, but it has what's called an MIP display rather than an LCD. It's a lot clearer than an LCD.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but it has Bluetooth, so it can sync to your phone, and you can set the alarms and all that stuff. So you don't really use it with your phone, but just every once in a while you check in, boom, and it sets the time perfect. It also has the Denver clock, the atomic, the comic broadcast in Denver. It has that. It's just really, it's just excellent. Yeah, I love G-Shocks too, but
Will
yeah.
it like give you, I guess, text notifications, things like that? Your basic notifications? Or
I
just
don't know
mainly
if that
alarm?
one will do that or not. It can be a waste battery to do that. It's
Yeah.
a solar one too. That's my problem with Apple Watches. I don't want something you have to charge every day.
You know, I had my Apple Watch set where I would only get my main email address notification and a couple of other notifications like text, and it would last 2 days. I did an update. Now all my notifications are on. I don't know how to go in and turn them off, and I get about 10 hours and I have to
Yeah.
charge it. So it
Yeah.
is a pain. That can be a letdown.
Some of these better solar ones, like the Citizens, they can go a year without sun.
Isn't that amazing?
What they do is they shut down the watch, and the hands and stuff don't move.
But it's
Yeah,
keeping
the
time.
the MIP display is awesome. Yeah, I have a negative MIP, and negative displays are the brighter it gets outside, the clearer the MIP display is. It's almost like reflective the way it works. They're so good.
All right, y'all are making me MIP watch display.
Yeah, they're really cool. It's like pixels rather than like big chunks like the LCD. Memory in pixel or something, isn't that what it stands for?
Ah.
But really cool.
Yeah, it looks like it's in a lot of these smartwatches too. They're showing
That
it
could be.
compared to an LED or an AMOLED AMOLED. In the right, it looks like the MIP would be easier to read in bright light for sure. Mallory Designs, what's up? Do you know Mallory Designs, Gary? He's a knife designer. He's got
No.
several out there. As a matter of fact, I've got one on the table. He usually does more premium knives, but this is a little knife that I'm reviewing from CJRB. It is one of Dylan's designs. It's called the Droma. It's just a little medium-sized flipper knife, contoured handles. It's really not a bad knife at all. About $65, I think.
Okay.
But yeah, Dylan, he does a live stream. Dylan, what nights do you do your lives? Are they Monday nights, late night? He's a late night guy.
I would say this is late night, but I'm also
Well, what's weird about me is I do these micro naps, which are probably not healthy, but I don't. College was probably the last time I'd sleep 8-hour stretches. When I turned into a grown up, I have my productive little stretches usually happen between 2 and 4 in the morning, which is weird. But I sleep all around that. I just wake up and have stuff I need to put down. It's weird. Watches are a whole nother level of cost. They can be, and I tell people, because people come into the local knife store and say, what makes, people collect? Because I'm just here to get a knife. I was like, it's just whatever you're into. Not everybody collects. Some people come in, buy a knife, use it for 3 or 4 years, gets old, they buy another knife. Some people come in, they like the way they're fit together. Some people come in because their dad and granddad had knives. I see so many different people that are buying knives for so many different reasons. I hope you're doing well, brother. First Custom. Yeah. Dylan, I'm gonna go to your Instagram because you're doing those fixies, right? Those custom fixies. That's what Gary makes. Let me pull you up. Sorry, Gary. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, it's all right. The guys who collect knives often also collect watches and also often collect guitars, and I collect all three. So
You're a guitar collector too.
yes, I probably have 30 guitars.
Oh, dude, Kyle.
Damn it, John! Quit kicking me out.
I keep trying to add you in.
Well, I
So
can
you
add
got
myself.
3. I've only got two currently, and then I've got, before my knife hobby, I was building the perfect pedal board that I never used when I was on stage, but now I have one in my spare bedroom that I haven't plugged up. It's plugged up because it's a board, but I haven't plugged it into my Blues Deluxe in over a year.
Well, I play every week for church. Well, twice. Once for practice and once for church. But
Well, I've got a little Yamaha, I think it's a YX10. It's that little practice amp that's kind of cream colored. Got really good sound. I keep it right next to me, next to my Paul Reed Smith. I've actually got 3 guitars. I said 2. Kyle, how are you doing, buddy?
I'm good. I own 0 guitars.
But you have other hobbies. I was going to pull up Dylan's page here. Said he's got some produce I was going to see.
What are you doing, Shane? I thought you were going to bed.
I thought Shane was going to come join us.
He had a busy day.
Check this out. What do you think about this, Gary? This is one of Dylan's first fixies. I don't know what.
Did a fantastic job for his first knife.
I think so too.
is that a sex bolt, as they call it? It's a Chicago screw.
It looks like that. I'm not that familiar with it. Definitely a bolt on scale, and looks. Show you his design language. I own the first knife he designed, the Forest. Similar to that. That's older generation. But the fixies he's doing custom, and he's a watch guy too.
I tell you, a lot of knife guys are. A lot of guys come up to my table, and I catch them off guard. I identify their watch, and then we talk about watches for a little while.
That's a good way to get common ground with somebody. You know, if you appreciate something that they're wearing and they appreciate that you noticed it.
I love watches.
Do you collect watches, Kyle?
Not as much anymore, but I used to quite a bit. I've had a lot of them over the years.
Kyle,
You know,
go ahead. I'm sorry, Gary.
at Blade Show, there was a watch store downstairs, and they have Seikos and G-Shocks. And I would almost every Blade Show, I would get myself a new one. But they were doing some kind of renovation last year, and that watch shop was out of there. I don't know if they're going to get back in or not. They had a sign like we moved to such and such or somewhere, but you know, it's not the same as just stopping by on the way out.
Oh, look what I traded 2 Kaisers for today.
Good man.
Dragonfly K390, baby. I'm just waiting on my titanium scales to come in.
Nice.
I ordered them too. That was part of my trade. But yeah, I'm trying to roll some of the stuff that I don't carry and don't give away for other knives.
So did the guy at the store see the minnow?
He is not yet. John has not been in yet. He's not seen it. No. Now Tate has, and Tate's the young guy who's familiar with it, and Tate's the guy who I'm going to show the Mako to too. He's very familiar with you. He was with me at Blade Show last year, but I don't think we talked last year when we stopped by.
Okay. Did you stop by the table?
Yes.
Oh, you did.
Yeah.
Was I there?
You were there.
Okay.
I didn't know you. And it was, you were kind of you were in a good spot.
Yeah, it's a good location. I've thought about doing a booth, but it's like I got a pretty good table location, so
And tables, I think, draw the attention. Is a booth's a little sensory overload for somebody like me because I have to do short stints in the hall. So I can go in the hall and walk, and I have it planned out typically by my program. I can walk for 30 to 45 minutes. Then I need to go out and just breathe, get away from people. Then I get my bearings together and go back in. I can't just go in and hit it for a couple of hours. It's just too much for me to try to take in.
yeah, it is a lot. It is a lot.
Kyle, can you see this little guy?
Yeah. Hang on one second.
This is
Don't move. Let me screw them in. Okay.
okay. This is a knife that's from that North Mountain Blade Company that's making Jason Grant's knife that made that Dwyer.
Yep.
It's Moon. I forget who the designer is, but it is a little gentleman's folder, a little guy. I mean, I think it's probably the size, if not a little smaller, than the ABW slip joint. And I've not held one lately, but it reminds me of about that size of a knife. But a locker knife, I think there's a place, because Big Idea Design Company sent one out last week that's small too. It's not quite as small, but I carry it because it's got a nice tie clip and it's everything I really need in an EDC knife when I go to work at a knife store, which
I like the first one showed better, but I can't get behind that company.
Yeah, North Mountain Blade or Big Idea or both. Yeah. I don't know enough about him yet. I'm learning. And you saw this.
Why can't you get behind them?
For several reasons, but one, I'm just not a big on Chinese made knives. And I think they're hyping up certain steels, trying to act like it's a special steel when it's not, promoting SLD magic like it's phenomenal and some other stuff. So, but they became popular all of a sudden, which is good, but for them.
Yeah, the Chinese brands, I just, one of the questions that I ask kind of rhetorically is, okay, in 20 or 30 years, is anybody going to be like, hey, do you guys have one of those Riots? Hey, do you got that Civivi? Like, I can't imagine they're ever going to be very collectible outside of maybe a couple exceptions, but by and large, but like pretty pedestrian knives from back in the day, like older Spydercos or like, older case knives and even some Charade and, like older K bars, like Remington knives, like they're all kind of somewhat collectible now. And I just have a hard time. I feel like that the Chinese knives are a little bit disposable.
My issue with them is the price point versus, I'm never going to say they're not well made because they do very good manufacturing. They do very good milling, but I don't trust their steels. I don't want to pay exorbitant prices for slave labor. I would rather have a steel or something that I know I can trust from a U.S. manufacturer, or even depending upon an OEM from a different country other than, I'd rather buy Taiwan, or even as much as Italy sucks with their heat treat, I'd rather have an Italian steel. But I will say there are a few exceptions to that. And my thing with that is, if you are chasing down a custom knife maker and you can't afford a custom and or his books have been closed for years and he makes an OEM by a good company and you want to get one, go for it. No big deal. And I will say that there is one exception. I still think of the bunch, there are different levels. Riot makes a very good knife. But I don't think paying the exorbitant prices that they're asking in the mid 3s to 400s for some of these knives or more on some of these OEMs is anywhere near worth it.
This was 3 something. This is an American made knife with MagnaCut.
Right.
By, it's a quirky knife. But it's neat. It's cool. So if you're at that price point, there's a whole lot of more interesting stuff available to you. I don't know. I probably mentioned it at one time that what I thought about doing was designing a folder that had a T-bar lock, where I would have the mechanism of the knife made in China, and then I would make the blades here. And then I'd sell a cheap Chinese version that had the Chinese blade in it. If people wanted it, but I'd be just basically taking their blade out and putting my blade in. So that, that takes care of the heat treating piece. That takes care of the, is this the actual steel type of question.
Logistically, what would that do to your ability to price it, Gary? Would that make that, but it seems like it'd be still pretty expensive to produce.
I suspect the knife that I'm thinking would either be aluminum or G10.
I got you.
And I'd probably be $30 into that knife, my cost. And then whatever blade costs me.
If you say you did a 14 seam tie from overseas, you could get that your cost for $75.
Yeah.
With a milled clip, full tie.
And if you bring that down a little bit, I would want a wire clip because I like wire clips. I would want G10 or aluminum. That gets you down to 20, 30.
Yeah, exactly. You're definitely dropping a bunch, but yeah, people don't realize how cheap it is to manufacture over there.
Oh, it's insane. But that would be relatively expensive to do here, just unless I was getting it up to a pretty good quantity, thousands. And so like that might be a way. And what I'm thinking is, maybe having one of those companies, again, they do good work, having them do some of the engineering and whatnot. And then I'll take it into a shop at a couple of machine shops here and say, hey, what would it cost for you guys to make this? How do you like them apples, China?
Work it both ways. I mean, I would think.
Yeah.
For instance, Gary, I'm sorry. Go ahead, John.
No, you go ahead. I wasn't going to say anything important, buddy.
I was just going to say, so like I had just out of curiosity the other day, probably about a month ago, I looked on, if you're familiar with Cut Send.
Yep. I've used them many times.
What it would be to do, flat slab or slight contoured aluminum scales. And even not buying like 100 of them, it was still going to be like $14 or $15 a scale. And that's not nested liners that's just flat slab scales. And that doesn't include anything else. I mean, you think about what it would cost.
Anodizing.
Right. All the other stuff. I mean, you're looking at to do aluminum scales here, you're probably in that with all the hardware and everything else, you're probably $70 to $80 minimum.
What's funny though, I have talked to a couple of Chinese manufacturers about doing this. And for lack of a better term, they were a little bit butthurt about the idea of me yanking their blade out and putting mine in.
They feel really, do they pride themselves on their blades, or they just look at that as part of the margin that they want to make?
I'm guessing there's some kind of cultural thing here that I'm saying their blade's not good enough, which is exactly what I'm saying.
Well, you're saying that in like with your dollars. I don't think you can say it any stronger.
But the nice thing about a T-bar lock is, on like you couldn't do this with a frame lock or a liner lock.
You're not worrying about lock-based geometry and everything else.
I mean, that's really tight tolerances, but the T-bar is more forgiving,
right?
And I feel like I could
like a Demco shark lock too, same type of deal. You don't have to worry about that lock face.
I'll have to talk to Andrew. Maybe he would let me use his shark lock.
I was about to say, y'all have a kind of a relationship. Maybe that'd be a cool way to do it. I prefer a shark lock.
Shark lock's cool, and if he says, if he says no, he says no. I don't think a lot of people are buying Demcos because of the shark lock. After they have one, at least,
Well,
okay,
arcades just started putting them. Flytanium just started putting them in the arcade. So that's the first outside of Demco manufacturer on a large scale We have 5 in our shop. We've got a titanium one, an aluminum, and 3 ultralights, all with shark locks. And Andrew says they're made in the same Taiwanese factory. Since they were the first company he licensed it to, he wanted to make sure they were put together right.
Hmm.
And the spring system in that shark lock is a straight, like a big pin spring, for lack of a better term. And it's so much more resilient than 2-axis springs that are on the T-bar locks.
That's
I just think
probably true, but I like the way the T-bar lock operates better than the shark lock.
the way
I
it
like
pulls back.
I like the shark lock too. You know, the shark lock sometimes sticks open.
Yep.
But it's fine. I like it. It's a good lock. But I like the T-bar too. I like push buttons. I don't like frame locks and liner locks actually as much as those other locks. I like the compression lock too. I like that. I like the ram lock. The ram lock takes care of the Omega springs also. That's just like a
We're
compression.
almost complete opposites, Gary.
Yeah, you like the frame locks and the liner locks?
I can't stand bar locks or button locks, or I'm not a fan of the Demco Shark lock because of I like a strong detent. I like something that's snappy and hard to push out.
You like to feel the physical.
And on bar locks, they always feel spongy.
I just like the ease of flipping it out and
Right.
the ease of putting it away.
And that's
not
valid.
having to fidget. You know what I do with a lot of, especially frame locks, is I end up pushing the frame when I'm opening it, or closing it. Which is it when I'm when I'm opening it or I'm closing it? But anyway, I did for me, yeah, the operation of them. But you know, like everybody's got their tastes.
Yeah. To me, it's not about like the whole drop shut thing, because I don't necessarily care for that. I'd prefer a hydraulic shut, but I just like having, when I'm deploying it and I put a, either a finger hole or a thumb stud or a flipper tab, I want it to snap out. But I will say there is one exception. And the reason why is because it feels totally different is Mannix. Being a ball lock is totally different to me than a crossbar, because this
I love
actually,
the Mannix too.
when you actually put pressure on it, it feels like it's going to snap out. It doesn't want to have any sponge or any.
Is that your build or is that another one?
No, that's that one that I'm probably
working on.
Well, no, I'm probably going to switch up the scales on that one, but
yes, I got to check that for you. Let me check that right now.
But no, I mean, I appreciate the different types of locks, but to me, I'm a strong detent type. That's what I'm into. So.
And that mechanical detent does feel a little different. I'll agree with you there. Because when I was first into locks, the bar lock was it for me, because Benchmade's, it was so easy to deploy for a beginner like myself. But then I kind of got over it.
I'm trying to find my design here. Where did I put it? I wonder if I have it on its own file. Of the design I'm working on for the folding knife. I don't even have a name for it, so that makes it a little hard to find. I think I put it on sort of my main knife drawing thing. I have some interesting stuff here I could show you guys in a second. I'll share my screen. But maybe, is this it? Yeah, this is it. I found it. All right, I'm going to share my screen here.
Call check private.
Let's see. Share screen.
I'll put it up for you when it pops up.
Share screen. All right, Windows. Let's see, Autodesk. That's what we'll share. Oh, did it pop up?
Not yet. I'm looking for it.
I thought it. All right, let's try this again.
Let's see. Not you yet.
Share screen. Windows.
I just went back and found an email. I'll reach out to Kyle and see if I can do something better.
I replied back in that chat for you.
Huh. The browser can't access your screen. Try capturing a different screen.
Is it because it's a special app that I might not have?
It is probably an app you don't have.
That's probably why, because it won't let me render it. It should just show yours though. If you're sharing the screen, what's it saying? Try to share it a different way. Like instead of sharing the window, see if it'll just let you share the screen.
The whole screen. Okay,
Yeah.
let's try that. Well, yeah. All right, let's do that. Entire screen. Boom. Screen 1. Share. Oh, there it is.
There it is.
All right. Let's blow this up.
All right, give me 2 seconds. Boom.
Dawson, sadly enough, you're correct.
So this is the folder I've been working on designing here. Let's
Oh.
see. Let me rotate. Ooh. Yeah, so how would that sit? That was probably sitting there about like that. And open like that. So yeah, that's my folder. That's what I want to do.
What are you? And you said G10. What are your materials?
G10 or aluminum.
Okay.
So here are some.
Those nested blades.
Those are nested. These are Makos or Minnows. So this is how much this is a sheet of CPM. This is how they come. They're usually 24 by 36. So I get 158 of them. I can get 94 Makos. I get 54 Folklores. I get 52 Omnivores. So this is actually kind of where
a hatchet.
Yeah, I have some of those. This is the medium.
That's the one that you were just talking about.
Yeah, so that's compared to a Mako. I'm excited for this knife. It has my, kind of belly there like that. What else we got around here? Here's some of the cooking knives. There's the Omnivore utility.
Why are you wanting to buy somebody else's chef knife? Just to get some inspiration?
Yeah, just so I don't have to do it.
But you like doing it. Do you not?
Sometimes. It's just cool to have somebody, just to see somebody else's take. Then I can say. And so here are older designs. So here's how the Mako started out, like right here. That was the first. It was Warrenclyffe. It was very different.
I like the Warrenclyffe, dude.
And then it evolved to that, and then evolved to that. And so,
have you ever thought about bringing either of those back in a Warrenclyffe just to offer either or?
It's a whole new tooling cost.
Okay, never mind. Yeah, I wouldn't know.
So then I have like the different symbols for the different steels that I've used.
Pull that up. Let's look at what steels you've used over the years.
So we got Rex 121. We got 3V, 20CV, Crewwear, MagnaCut.
First run MagnaCut.
1095, Fanix. I didn't use CPM 125. I've thought about it, or 15V. I just put those on there.
It was a plan at one time?
Yeah, it was a thought at one time. And actually, I draw them a little different. I don't have that skeletonization in them anymore.
Yeah, because you said you minimized that a little bit because you've been able to make it stronger, right?
Yes. And here's just other, drawings where I kind of draw in. Oh, here's an early. I got a sheet of M390. I cut out all these little slip joints. And
for your buddy?
I just never had the time to make them. No, those are for me.
Oh, those are for you. We're going to actually make them.
I have them. I have this cut out and it's in M390. I just need to make handle scales for it. See if I
bet you got drawers in that shop that are full of all kinds of goodness.
Oh yeah, there's all kinds of interesting stuff. These were some patterns for a friend of mine. This here was some kind of This is some sort of Filipino knife, like fighting thing that my friend wanted me to make for him. Yeah. Well, there's an LC200 that I did at one point. Made some shows. Now
So have you already gotten the LC200 run that we talked about earlier in the show? Have you already got that set up for production? Is that something you're doing?
yeah, they're done.
Okay, they're done.
They're done. Yeah,
They're going to the show this weekend, you said, and Blade Show,
and Blade Show and Lehigh. So
and they'll be your
have her there.
intro, kind of like your loss leader.
Yeah, yeah. This was a design. It's similar. It uses the same handles as the Bushcraft, but it's a little more aggressive clip point. Yeah. So.
And the Mako's how much bigger than the? It looks so much similar to the Minnow there, but when I remember looking at it, it seemed a good bit bigger when I was looking at both
It is
of
a
them.
good bit bigger. I mean, there they are together, of course.
Yeah, I got you.
Let's see.
I think it's 6.5 versus like 5 1/4, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Let's do this. Where? Oh, it doesn't really matter where. Mirror. Array source. Yes. All right. There we go. And we'll group that. It's helpful to be efficient in CAD, isn't it?
I don't know even how to use it. So you're laying it right on top of it?
Yeah. Here, let's
There you go.
rotate it just a little bit. So there we go. Yeah, so that's it's pretty big difference.
Yeah, I definitely want to talk to you about both of those versions if that one comes back.
So
I've got a good idea on how to do a really cool video.
Yeah. Anyway, that's
Now it's just showing your your screens. It'll do I've shown it sometimes. It'll do like a mirror of like 1,000 times looking through this. It makes it look like this
yeah.
forever mirror.
Yep.
What are you working on, Kylie?
I'm just chilling. Just
What have you been working on this week?
just finishing up knives and shipping them out. So then I've got a couple more headed this way, and then I got one more I've got to do for work on Aiden's knife.
Hey, Shane's coming up this weekend, and we're getting our giveaway stuff together.
Yep.
For that one, so no rush on that. But
No, I've already got that set up. That's one of the things. That's going out tomorrow. I'm going to make sure. Is he coming up Friday or Saturday?
I think he'd have to say, but I think Friday. I can go either morning.
Then I'll either 2-day air it or overnight it.
Don't do that. Don't do that. I'll ship it separately. Don't do that. That costs too much. No, dude, don't do that.
I'm shipping him your stuff. Or I'm sorry, I'm shipping you some of his knives that I've got here as well too. So I want to make sure he gets them while he's there.
Yeah, but don't overnight them because we're close enough where I can turn them around to him in a day. Just don't kill yourself. Don't put yourself.
I was
out.
going to have him pick them up in person though. So that's what I was trying to.
Well, he can do that. If they're here, and he can come Saturday if it makes it easier because the show's Friday and Saturday, and all I want to do is film it. I just want to get there one morning early when it opens before it gets too crowded. And I don't think it'll get that crowded because they're doing it 2 days. I don't remember it being that crowded last year, but I'm glad they're having it again.
The only thing I'd love to have to do, I have to anno the those parts for your Mannix, and then
don't worry about that, dude. You can hang on to that as long as you need. I'm in no rush. I forgot about that stuff.
So
I forgot about that Mannix, to be honest with you.
I try to be efficient, so there's no point shipping twice. I can ship both of those, all that stuff at the same time. So
true. I know you're efficient.
I'll make sure it's done.
So how far is your show this weekend? Is Lehigh? Is that like 20 miles? Is that
2 hours?
Oh, 2 hours.
Yeah, it's probably 110 miles or something.
Do you drive back? Is that a
not for that one? I'll stay over. Yeah.
You got any helpers going with you? Your son going?
My son's going. I don't know if that qualifies as a helper, but
it does.
He is going a spender. He's a spender.
Oh, he'll earn his keep. I'm sure you'll keep him busy.
He likes this show. You know, he went with me to the New York show, and everything was expensive there. So this show has more affordable stuff.
That he
So,
can kind of get excited about and know that it's maybe a yes, dad.
yeah, I give him money, and I got plenty of cash on me at knife show. So that's what he likes. The money flows a little freer.
Do you have a little setup where people can use their PayPal and their cards, or do you do
Yes.
cash only?
No, I take cards. I mean, I prefer cash, but I take cards.
Do people get a break on cash? I would think it would be.
I thought about doing that. That's sometimes if I think of making a sign, you know, I could do that. I would consider that. But in terms of taking cards, you know, I have PayPal. I have a business PayPal account, and there's a point of sale, which they call POS, which means something else to some people.
Yeah. I think of it as something else.
I use the POS system that they have, but it's just using the what is it, the NFC on my phone. So it's just you just tap the card just like you would at a payment thing. Boom, done. It's super easy. I type in the amount, I tap their card, I hand them the card back. Boom. You want a receipt? What's your email?
And usually it's on their phone automatically, right? Because the PayPal keeps up with it.
It's not a PayPal payment.
Okay, it comes through a third party.
PayPal is just the processor.
Ah.
Oh, they could use PayPal if that's what they pull up on their phone. Actually, so they can just hand me their card and I can just tap their card. Or if they're using their own Apple Pay, they can just tap their own Apple on my phone.
That's what I use mostly is Apple Pay, just because I have it tied up, and Venmo. I have those both just tied to my bank account. Well, PayPal too. Come to think of it.
Yeah. I use them all as mini bank, all their own little mini banks, because usually people are paying me that way. And then, like, if I go out to eat or something in like Venmo, I don't do a lot of business on Venmo, but that's a little more Venmo. I use a little more personally.
Yeah, but you can move stuff around with your Venmo pretty quickly.
Like anything that comes in PayPal, Uncle Sam knows all about. Although I guess technically with Venmo, I don't take a lot on Venmo. Like I would, I'll probably do years on Venmo just because it's outside the
normal biz.
Which is funny because PayPal owns Venmo.
Right, they do now, yeah.
But
did Elon start with PayPal, or is that something else he started with? Wasn't PayPal Elon's?
Yes.
Okay,
yes,
I can remember.
Yep, that's right. That was one of his things. People complain about PayPal and blah, 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 blah. But, a lot of times the people complaining about PayPal are people who are like trying to do family and friends for business transactions, and then they get shut off.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, PayPal doesn't like knives. No, PayPal doesn't like frauds.
Yeah, they want you, if you're going to do business.
Yeah, I mean, pay the piper. That's part of the cost of doing business. And, I've used some of their financial products at different times. And so don't give me any trouble at all. Because...
Yeah, you would think that'd have to be legit to have a commanding place in the marketplace.
Yeah,
Paul.
Yeah, I like PayPal. It's interesting, though. On my website, PayPal is an option to pay. And I would, 3 years ago, I'd say half the people use PayPal, maybe even more. These days, it's maybe like 1 in 5, 1 in 10.
Do you think it's just because there are more options? I've noticed when PayPal is integrated into a checkout, if I try to use the PayPal on the checkout, it always gives me an error where I have to go into PayPal and set up the transaction, then come back and do it. And it works fine through PayPal, but I usually will, after 1 or 2 tries, I'll just do Apple Pay because I have a little glitch. I wonder if other people have that glitch.
I don't. It usually works.
PayPal's easy.
It makes it pretty easy to check out for me on PayPal, but
that's your settings, John.
It's my settings?
Yeah. Because I don't have any issues. I pay with PayPal all the time.
I wonder if it's probably just in my cache in my Google Chrome where I need to clean it out because it seems like it's something in Chrome that's doing it, that's screwing it up.
I think it's in
Yeah,
your
PayPal doesn't like knives. That's how Lefty got. Well, no, Lefty got his banned by somebody writing cheesy stuff in the receipt. Allegedly, you shouldn't do receipts on PayPal transactions. You shouldn't put for anything.
Well, see, for me, it's like automated through Squarespace, which is my site. So
Well, it's saying what they bought. It'll say for that.
for device of mass destruction and killing.
Your knives are so threatening.
Well, put it this way: I did a charity event for someone in the community about a year and a half ago, and what we ended up doing was I set up a whole new PayPal account, and I collected money from people to buy stuff for this individual, and because I wanted to be fully transparent, that's why I started a whole new PayPal account. Well, I bought a flashlight from a company called, they now are shut down, but they used to be called Blades and Beams. And because PayPal saw that it said Blades and Beams, they locked out my account for buying weaponry online. And I ended up losing, they wouldn't open it back up. I ended up losing like $75 in that account.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, a lot of this is driven with AI. So it's not even somebody like making this choice. It's like just AI is just I think I mentioned last time I set up one of these Linktree, and they canceled my account the next
Mine
day.
did too. Mine got banned. My Linktree.
It may be
AI
on the first denial, but when I wrote in 3 or 4 times and provided all the information that they asked for, and showed the receipts that I bought a flashlight, and they just kept deny, and just take my money. Well, not even my money, take other people's money, which is complete and utter bullshit.
Yeah, that would make me very mad too, Kyle.
I mean, I don't care. I end up paying it out, but the point is that you're doing something nice for someone and they hold it up because you bought a flashlight from someone just because the title said Blades. And who cares if I bought a knife for someone? It could have been a kitchen knife. What does it matter to them?
Yeah, I mean it just seems so backwards. Now, are they still that strict about it? I guess they are.
So here's the reply from Linktree for me. We've reviewed your profile and found a breach of community standards with one or more of your links. As a result, your restriction will remain in place. We remind you that Linktree takes trust and safety of our community very seriously. Oh, I feel so good about that.
Yet there's still people that have Linktrees up with OnlyFans accounts on there.
Right. That's okay.
Yeah, exactly. And I think you said you got a solution, but I've used beacons ever since I lost my Linktree, and it's worked fine. BEACONS.
Here, I'll show you what I did.
Bob, this is a long time ago what John was talking about.
He's my OnlyFans. Yeah, mine got banned long time ago, over a year. And then my affiliate right here. Let's look at this. So you just did it on your website.
Yeah, that's all it is. That's all it is.
Yeah, but if I don't have a website, I have to use somebody else's. So that's a great way to do it.
And when you look at that on the phone, it looks like a Linktree. You know,
I can follow your podcast from here.
Yeah, I just made it myself on my website. My website has a button, you know.
I was going to
and
all right, I'm gonna have to do that later.
And then I bought a bunch of these NFC cards and put my sticker on it so at Blade people just go bing or wherever.
That's one thing I bought was a tag, or they sent it to me to review it, and I reviewed it so much that I like it. I put a sticker on it, but it's got a little. It's that thing right there. but I can tap
Yeah.
it to somebody's
Oh.
phone and it puts my
Oh, it's both
contact
the QR
information.
code and
Yeah,
and
or
NFC.
it's just an NFC. The QR codes for the phones that don't have NFC. If you've got NFC, I just tap it, and then you can choose to accept my card or block it. But yeah, that's very clean the way you've got it set up.
Yeah,
So
and
you're-
on a phone, it looks just like a link tree, except not as limited.
I like your V card, so somebody can just add you to your phone. That's slick, Gary. I'm gonna save it because I'm gonna go to your podcast.
Yeah, yeah. I looked up, Linktree alternatives, and they're just like, use your own website. Yeah.
What do you? I mean, do you mind me asking? Are you pay $20? Do you pay $25 a month? $9 a month? What's your hosting fee?
Mine's a little bit higher because mine's Squarespace, and they have like for the store will charge you more at lower level. So I'm at a little bit
Gotcha.
higher. I'm at a higher level. I might even be at like a $300 a year level. And so, but it's like the store doesn't there are processing fees for like the credit cards, but there are no fees on top of that. You can get a cheap site and it's like 5%. But if I'm doing 5, 10, 15,000 a month, 5% of that's a lot of way more than the $300 I pay per year for the site.
Yeah, definitely.
So I upgraded for that purpose, but they do have cheaper ones. They're like 20. My church is on a cheaper one. I don't need all that functionality for the store.
Did you see what Elite Lurker said? He asked if you saw that.
I did see that. Yes, my buddy Pete says it's his most used knife. Yeah, that's a cool little knife. That's a cool little knife. I use it myself when my wife doesn't hide it.
Does she use it quite a bit? Is it her favorite?
Yeah, she does. She does.
I like PayPal just because it keeps everything together. And a lot of my not a lot, I'd say about half of my affiliates pay out through PayPal, where the rest pay straight into my account.
So like at a knife show, I can take cash, I can take your PayPal, I can take any credit card, I can take Venmo, whatever. And I've not had, I have T-Mobile. A lot of guys have problems inside a Blade show. I have not. I don't have blazing fast speed, but I have enough to get a payment through.
Which you don't need blazing. You're not surfing movies while you're in there. You're just trying to process payments.
Right. And
so you don't buy the hotspots that they sell. You're just using your T-Mobile hotspot.
I'm just using the phone, the data on the phone. Yeah. Because it's not hooked up to anything. I don't have I don't have a device. The phone itself is the device.
Right. Well, I know at Kitchen and Bash show in Chicago, they would actively block signals. So when you went into McCormick Place, you would lose your cell service. So you couldn't use your hotspot. You had to get, I think it was like $125 back 20 years ago. You just get an internet connection to run credit cards.
Nuts.
It is nuts. But those trade shows get you we learned we couldn't even move our stuff, and we just had bathroom furniture. We couldn't move it. It was all the Freeman group had to carry it, move that stuff. And they didn't care. They just brought a forklift.
Yeah, but I'm sure that's changed over time because the liability of if you block someone's signal and they need an emergency call or something, the liability of that would be astronomical.
You would think so, but it seems like they wield a lot of power in those cities. Because I was surprised when we went out to Vegas thinking it was going to be a totally different rodeo. They had the same colors, the same blue shirts, same Freeman was doing all the move in and move out. So like at the end of the show, Kyle, you'd have to wait, depending on when you got moved in, for them to come move you out. You couldn't start walking stuff to your truck. And we didn't have heavy stuff, like built-in stuff.
Yeah.
It was bizarre.
Yeah. There's a lot of that at these trade shows. And I actually have, it's called a solar generator. It's about 1 kilowatt worth of power.
Yeah, plumber.
And I just bring that. So I have electric at my table to charge my phones. One year I had a TV going. I I think what I want to get this year is lights.
Like lights for your table?
Yeah, better lighting. That's key. The lighting in there isn't great. So, yeah. So,
Are you looking for table lamps, or are you looking? What I would almost recommend is I've got in my studio, depending on what kind of table, they make these little clamps that'll sit on each side that shine down on your table, but aren't that big. You might look at some of the different photography lights that Amazon sells, or unless you just want little like end table lights, they're just not as bright.
I think it might be driven. I'm thinking about getting like a banner that is up higher on my table.
Ah,
And so something that I attach to that.
it shines down.
I tell you what I used last year was a light I bought from Phoenix. And it was great. It was a really excellent light, just to light things up. But yeah, I have to see. I'm running out of business cards too. That's another. One of the funny things about making knives and selling more knives is you just don't realize like how much packing material, shipping tape, business cards, stickers. I ran out of hardware. I ran out today, but it came today. So
You weren't down that many days, but that would just cripple you when you think about it.
it
Getting
would.
stuff out the door.
$600 worth of hardware, like for screws and standoffs. So yeah, it's just stuff. And then I use relatively inexpensive hardware compared to some guys get custom stuff. That's a design philosophy consideration on my part. But yeah, some guys got $5-10 in the hardware and a fixed blade. You know,
Is there a reason to put that? I mean, because your hardware is fine. I mean, you use a barrel and 2 screws, right?
I use a standoff.
A standoff. Okay.
I use a stainless steel standoff. Some guys use aluminum and they're prone to stripping. But and then there's 2 screws on either side. Yeah. Some guys use like custom bolts, like custom Chicago bolts type of deal.
Right.
Yeah. And it's just like,
You know, the hardest scale swap I ever experienced was my Essie 3, trying to get those spanner bolts that were so glued in. I had to get a thing of spanner bits off Amazon and went through about half of them with my Weehaw handle before I could get them to break loose. That's using heat. That's using everything. They were a nightmare.
It's
overkill. I mean, if you're gonna have removable scales, because I like to wax it down.
Here is the best tool as it relates to. I use it so much I wore off the name. This is a Wera Hex. They make them in all different sizes. You can get Torx and whatnot. They got this little thing on them. These are excellent. You know, the way they fit in, the hardness of the steel. They're just.
You're not going to be prone to strip it because it looks like you just use your leverage to.
You got a lot of leverage on that handle. It's really easy to use, but what's also nice about it, because of the little vinyl on here, like you can spin it between your fingers like that. And so, yeah, that's my go-to to put all the knife. I probably have a dozen or 2 different Allen keys. It's 330 seconds. Mine is.
So you're using 330 seconds Allens?
That's the size of the wrench. 330 seconds.
Got you.
It's an 832 bolt, standard pitch. Like, why get special stuff that people can't find? You can find those screws wherever you want them, at their 1/4 inch long, you know, so why make it more complicated? That's you know, my take on it.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a great take. Keep it easy to do what you got to do in the field.
Yeah, a lot of guys like to get fancy. I'm not fancy.
Bob Tism, they did a really good job in Atlanta. Their new social media team was there, and they were very engaging. I always enjoy visiting them at shows. But they're bringing a different group of people now. And I think they've got a revamped social media team
For Blade Show?
Well, TRM in general. I think they've got a group of people that are running their social media that used to not. Because I see them a lot. Their faces in the ad, or not in the ads, in the posts where they used to be kind of not there. It was Emily and a couple of other gals that are probably still in customer service, but may not be forward facing. Super nice people. They just, if you see their content, it's more them talking to you. It reminds me of a TikTok video, or some of these more ad type videos. Not that there's anything wrong with that, of course.
TikTok. I never got into TikTok.
Me neither. I wouldn't. I can't handle the bandwidth of another social media network, but their terms of service was so wacky. Just to get through it, just to read through what you were signing away, which you sign away pretty much anything to any of them.
No, they were much more invasive.
Yeah, they did seem a little more invasive.
And the fact that they're run by a foreign entity.
Not anymore.
The
yeah, what's his name?
It's pure brain rot on that platform.
Yeah, to me, it seems so discombobulated, and I don't even know where you'd start to regarded. I don't know where you start to watch, and what I know a lot of people use that TikTok store, and a lot of these knife tubers are big into the TikTok store, which to me is
because they're shills.
Huh?
That's because they're shills. They're pieces of shit. That's sorry. Those guys that promote that are absolute a-holes. The fact that they'll promote.
Tell me what you really think.
Well, it's disheartening because these are the same guys who behind the scenes will sit there and say, we don't care about any of our viewers. We just want to make money off of them. And if they laugh at you and say it's funny that we can exploit them to make money off of them. The one guy who was he was trying to promote this overpriced knife, saying that it was a custom made in Dubai, and it was a Chinese piece of crap that was owned by a Dubai company, selling it out there for like $200 or $300 until he got called out. And then he finally walked it back, goes, oh, I guess it's not a custom. It's like, how are you doing this to your audience? And I don't know. I have a severe distaste for a lot of those people.
I think you should always be authentic, and you should shoot straight. I mean, if you've got to lie, there are always going to be places and people that are going to do that. Unfortunately, I don't agree with them either, Kyle, and I have no patience for them. I just don't watch them. But the problem is they get a lot of viewers that get misled.
That's why I end up getting to be that person who's the curmudgeon old guy who wants to just bitch at everyone, because I'm trying to look out for the people who don't know better. Yeah, that's what it was, Palmer. Sorry. The company was in Dubai, but it was actually they weren't actually UAE people.
And what is Dubai? Is Dubai a country, or is it like a...
Dubai's a city. Dubai's a city in the UAE, United Arab Emirates.
I got you. So it's a city in a country.
Correct. But it's one of the top 5 probably most wealthy cities in the world.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen videos from over there. It looks like it's pretty ostentatious in terms of, but it looks kind of empty too. I mean, it's weird. It's almost like a mirage.
Well, it's because it's the way the city is built. Because I had a friend that lived there. The way the city is built is it's all money, and then once you get outside of city limits and your small little suburbs, there's literally nothing, and it's ultra wealthy inside the city. You get outside of that, and it goes to poverty, living in dirt huts, and they still have a lot of they call them live-in maids / whatever what they pay for them. These people, it's basically modern day slavery.
Yeah, I've never been. Palmer says it sucks, but I've never been. I know that there were a lot of comedians that went over there. Was that Dubai where they got a bunch of grief, or was that somewhere else? Saudi Arabia. Yeah. Yeah, I kind of stay disassociated from politics. My sponsor told me that years ago.
It's not political. It's just
I know
life. I mean, it's just
I know that's just life.
I don't think Dubai is kind of like, this is going to sound weird, but Dubai is kind of like the Switzerland of the Middle East. They are more modernized and they kind of are middle of the road and aren't taking sides with anyone. Yes, they've harbored people, but yet they also are more Western than most of the Middle East. So they're very, very different there.
Yeah. It's kind of like a unique little place in the middle of something that's totally different.
Well, because they've also created that city to be based off of wealth and tourism. So they can't be so strict in their policies and their ways of, what's haram and not. So they have to be able to allow certain things that they would normally culturally. So it's a unique place for sure.
Do they, I don't know what knife laws are around the globe, but I know they have knife shows in different countries. I know Europe has one, if I'm not mistaken, or England. Don't they have a blade?
Knife laws in most of Europe sucks.
What?
England's the most strict of Europe. They're really strict.
Germany's bad too.
Not as bad. Not as bad. England is by far, I mean, they're really bad. Germany's not terrible. Some things in Europe, like you can bring a smaller Swiss Army knife onto a plane in Europe. Which, the smallest little blade here, they won't let you bring on. So it just depends.
Germany's like anything over 3 inches, it has to be exposed. Otherwise and then if it's over 4.5 or 5 inches, you can't carry it at all. Because I got a buddy who lives in Southern. Javon, Dennis?
Yeah.
He used to be a mod on Neves with me. Yeah, he's German. He lives over there, and he was always talking about the knife laws. But the knife laws in Germany are so weird because if you're in a city, they're strict. But if you're out in the country, the cops and no one cares. Like literally, you can do whatever you want.
Germany is a place that is a lot like the U.S. It's probably the place in Europe that's most like the U.S., I would say. So, yeah. And Romania, I spent time in Romania. They have tough knife laws too. But just like here, like nobody's going to bother you if you're not doing something stupid.
Yeah, if you're following the rest of the laws, rarely do you hear about people getting pulled out. I'm sure they do, but for having a knife that was out of spec. I did have a guy come in the store today who works on our arsenal, Redstone Arsenal, and found out he can't carry his normal Kershaw and his ZT. They can't be over 3-inch blades at our U.S. Military establishment. So he came in to buy a, what did he end up getting? A Freak, Benchmade Freak, Mini Freak. And I was surprised that, a military establishment would have a 3-inch blade limit. And that's Redstone Arsenal.
I don't know what that is, but that's odd.
I thought it was odd. But he just started working there, and that's why he came in, was to specifically get a different daily carry. Which I found a little odd, but it is what it is, I guess.
Bob, who's defining them?
Yeah, I didn't get that either.
Defining
Matt Maurer? Bob, what's that mean, defining? Did we define it? I just thought we were talking about.
Now, make no mistake about it. Germans are jerks if you spend much time in Germany. But that's not because of their knife laws.
That's their cultural. I come from there. I can speak. I don't come from there personally, but my heritage does.
Now, that's not entirely true. They come off that way because of the culture. They tend to be abrupt and a little bit cold. But I'm from Pennsylvania, which is heavily, I mean, it is not foreign to me when I go there.
It is, Todd, but if you look at like list on a freak and then take 15% off and then take sales tax off, it's about 24% savings that you can realistically get off a Benchmade at a brick and mortar.
Gary, do you guys have many German Baptists that way? Dunkards?
That sounds familiar. I don't know that they're super common here, but I have seen that around.
Yeah, we have some of that around here. Those are pretty good size German heritage this way. It my ancestors was one of the 2 families that founded Germantown, Ohio. And there's a decent size up northern Ohio is more like Amish, and down south this way is more like German Baptist, which is still kind of that I don't want to say, how do I want to phrase it? More of the old antique way of living than the modern society. But
more rustic, or
yeah, I'm just trying to be polite because they're great people. But this it's a little bit different than what we're used to.
Yeah, in Pennsylvania, it's just baked in, like the food and everything. It's just baked in. You don't even notice it because it's so
many generations of.
Yeah. And certain foods, like there's a lot of distinctive Pennsylvania foods. Like shoe fly pie, like scrapple. You have scrapple.
I know what scrapple is.
Scrapple's a very Pennsylvania thing. Chicken pot pie that's not in a crust. It's like noodles. Yeah, just a lot of that Pennsylvania. Bread potato filling. This is one. Hot bacon dressing.
Ooh, is that like a salad dressing?
It's like a salad dressing, but it's warm, and it's like bacon in this sort of gooey tannish sauce.
Oh, what do you normally eat it on? Salad or meat or
salad?
Oh, salad. Yeah. Okay.
It's just weird. It's very Pennsylvania Dutch. Lots of donuts, Fosnuts.
Yeah, their bakery goods are phenomenal, and like that's my local butcher and bakery are German Baptist Dunkards, and they have some of, and because they actually the butcher is on site, they actually raise them there and slaughter everything right there and sell it right there. So they have phenomenal goods. And
I find places like that are phenomenal and phenomenally expensive.
They're a little bit more than the grocery store, but you get what you pay for. It's much better than the grocery store too. So if you want a better cut of meat, then you go there and get it. But if you want to save money, that's not the place to go.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
Yeah, I guess you know exactly what you're getting when you go there because they're doing it in an open market style, Kyle.
Oh, yeah, I mean the slaughterhouse is in a separate facility.
Oh, I got you. So you're just going,
but it's on site. It's still on site, but it's a different building. But yeah, you're getting fresh goods.
So there's this butcher shop near me. It's owned by Hispanics. It used to be another dude that owned it that might have been German, but so I go in there. The meat's fresh. It's good. The prices are fair. But these guys, like there was a skinned cow head, like right behind the counter, like on a table with like the eyeballs, but no skin. Like the teeth.
Yeah.
I was like, I mean, I'm not a prude or anything, but come on, man. Can you put that away? Put that in a bag or something.
Was it like just waiting to be disposed of, or was it getting?
Yeah, like they cut the head off as they were doing other things. Just let it sit there. Look at it just looks
where
like
people
a
check
cargo.
out. A bacon jam is what Rhodey said. Does that sound right?
Bacon jam. That's not bacon dressing, but they might make that too. Yeah, and of course the Amish are German also, and so they do a lot of a lot of the culture. And then of course we have Philadelphia cheesesteaks. I grew up pretty close to Philly. Nothing like going downtown Philly, getting a cheesesteak.
Are you a
Go
Geno's?
Birds. They're one. Geno's is good. They're one of the more touristy places. There are other really authentic places too. There's lots of good places to get cheesesteaks in Philly, but I was in Romania and I saw this place, Philly cheesesteaks, and I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Like, I go to other parts of the country and see cheesesteaks, and I'm just like, no. It's not just it's the meat, but it's also the bread, and there's a particular bakery.
And the way that they prepare it, there's so much more to
Yeah,
it than just ingredients.
yeah. I love going to places though and checking out their food. Like, I'm a Church of Nazarene pastor, and our seminary is in Kansas City, and we were there at the seminary, and so I'm going all around trying to find all the best Kansas City like barbecue places that I can find. Bryant's is the one I like for anybody in that area. That they fry their French fries in lard, so they win.
Yeah.
The,
But they taste damn good, I bet.
Oh, it's good. Theirs is the best brisket I've had, I think.
I'm not a KC barbecue fan.
No, burn ends. Come on.
No, we had this
Come
talk.
on.
We were talking about this Sunday. I'm much more of a dry Southern, like Texas style, or a smokier style than I am I don't like the vinegar styles.
Oh, I love vinegar sauces.
I love them all. They all have their own. I think the thing there is the burn ends. Blade Show, Texas. There was some barbecue places. I would go down to the stockyards, and they had an all-you-can-eat beef ribs place.
Oh wow!
My oldest boy, I couldn't believe how much he ate.
He got his money's worth.
Oh yeah.
I grew up in DFW, and my dad had a restaurant in the stockyards, so I used to go down there a lot when I was younger. Billy Bob's is like the touristy, the bar there or slash restaurant.
It was one of the big places, and it was only $20 for all you can eat beef ribs.
Billy Bob's is huge. It looks like a Walmart.
Was it that big? It wasn't that big.
Maybe not quite as big as Walmart, but I mean, it's a big store. I mean, it's like they got a mechanical bull and everything inside there. It's pretty big.
I forget which one it was. It's one of the ones on the main street there, and yeah, but we went to stock. That was a nice vacation. I'm kind of sad. I went to the New York show instead of that show, but last year I took the whole family went to the Dallas show, and it's just nice to be in Dallas. When it's like 21 degrees here, it's like 80 degrees there. So
not impressively hot, but just nice and springy.
It's a reprieve. It's an early reprieve from the winter.
Terry Black's is probably some of the better barbecue in Texas now. They're down. I don't know if they've got a place in Dallas now, but they're down in Austin.
Terry Black's?
Yeah.
You know what I get at Jersey Mike's, to Matt? I get their roast beef sandwich. They have like, medium rare roast beef. They slice it up fresh. I get extra onions. Boom. Yeah, I like Jersey Mike's. They make a good sandwich.
I'm an extremely, extremely picky eater though, Gary. So like I'm very I'm bad when it comes to I don't like a lot of meat cuts because I don't like fatty. It has to be lean.
Oh, yeah, I like fat. I'll eat a
I'm
chunk
not,
of fat.
I'm not a steak fan. I'd much rather have a burger than a steak.
So during COVID, like right when it got locked down, we went to Costco, the local Costco, and I mean, they have these bins of meat, that, all chicken and everything you can think of. And they were just empty. They were just all empty. Nothing. This is like, the apocalypse. And so alls they had was like a 20-pound brisket. That was the only meat they had. And I'm like, I have a pellet smoker, so I'm like, game on.
We can make this work.
So, I smoked it for 19 hours and cut it up into like 2-pound chunks. And, we probably got, I don't know, we got probably 10 meals out of that thing. And yeah, but my favorite thing that I made with it is we had some baked beans, some Bush's baked beans, and I just chopped, it was like the last piece of the brisket. I just chopped it up in cubes and cooked it in the baked beans for like 45 minutes.
Oh man, that was just a good mixture too. Soft.
So good. So good. I might have added a little bit of barbecue sauce in there too, but
I was about to say, you had a little bit of barbecue sauce in those beans.
yeah. And the brisket, because it just brought the brisket back to life.
Right.
Being in the beans. Yeah.
So when you say a pellet grill, like a Traeger, something like that?
Traeger.
Gotcha.
I have a Traeger. I mean, I've had a Traeger now. My Traeger's like 20 years old. I've probably rebuilt it 2 or 3 times. It was one of the ones made in America. Now they're made in China, like many of the knives we talk about.
Just such a good grill.
Yeah, it's a good grill.
Damn it, Jeffrey.
I mean, I cooked. I took Thanksgiving turkey on that thing. I cooked. Pulled pork shoulders. Yeah, it's a nice. It's nice to have. I mean, smoking with actual wood and whatnot, that's for the birds, as far as I'm concerned. I turn my thing
be committed.
I turn my thing to 225 and then do whatever I want for the rest of the day.
And it just sits there and moderates it, right? I mean, it just
moderates it. It feeds it, keeps it at that temperature. Yeah.
Do you add moisture or anything during the cooking cycle, or does it just pretty well?
Yeah, it's like any other smoker. I mean, you can cover it. Like you should. I think usually, like when you get to a certain point with the brisket, you wrap it up.
I got you.
Yeah,
that keeps stuff sealed in.
Brisket's tricky to make. That's an art form.
Yeah, I'm much more likely to eat chicken than I am beef.
Yeah, well, it's a lot cheaper these days, especially. It's a lot cheaper.
I was telling Bob, I end up getting a lot of my burgers and stuff from Omaha Steaks. They've got a good selection. They've got some stuff that is pretty lean.
They do,
and their filet burger is phenomenal.
And you just cook them up, Kyle, on your grill. You just get them frozen.
Yeah. You usually every once in a while they'll run a sale where it's like you get them like I can't remember exactly how much they are, but you end up getting basically like buy 2 get 1 free or something like that, and you get free shipping over $100. And you just throw them in. I got a big deep freezer in the garage. I can just throw them in there and use them as need be
for a while.
Yeah.
Sweet.
But yeah, at full price they're expensive, but when you get them on sale, they're good.
Yep. Well, gents, it's getting late here on the East Coast.
Gary, thanks for joining us, buddy. And
all Yankees, I think, is the one.
That was all in good love. I'll send you a DM tomorrow, and we'll figure out how to get a couple more going this way, and I'll Venmo you. We'll get it all hooked up.
Yeah, whatever. That sounds good.
So are you going Thursday or Friday to Lehigh?
Going Friday.
Friday?
Going Friday, but man, I got to pack this week. This is a busy week. It seems like every week's a busy week. I always think the next week's going to be less busy, but then it's not.
You're a busy man. Well, good luck, buddy, and have a great show.
Hey, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. And I am logging off.
All right, buddy. Thanks for popping in.
Yeah, good talking to you guys.
Good talking to you, buddy.
Yep.
Bye.
Take care.
Derek, ain't nobody doing all that. You can do that. I'm ordering them.
I still think a Jack. What are they called? The ones that Shane and I love so much. Jack. Shane's not in here anymore. He's asleep. Oh, there he is. Shane, what are those Jack Black burgers or Jack something? But those are really good. They're what are they, what's that Japanese beef called?
Kobe.
Yes.
Kobe.
Those burgers. So Kyle, you got a busy week?
Not too bad. I've got to
Jack
get
Brown.
a couple more things done. I'll be okay after that.
Yeah, I'm gonna do some straightening up here tomorrow. I'm off. I'm not going into the shop. I'm kind of glad. I'm getting a little burned out. I need a break every now and then. You can't. I mean, they get knives in every day, but just not in the amounts that you'd like. You know, I mean, they got empty over Christmas, and it's taken a long time to get their inventory built back up. And it just seems like I'm standing around the same shit, and it gets bored. My brain gets kind of tired. Kobe beef flown in. No, there's nothing wrong with that.
I would not eat that beef.
Kobe?
Yes.
Is Kobe because it's Kobe Bryant?
Well, I'm sure it's probably I'm not into cannibalism, so
Wagyu. Those are delicious. What's up, Sierra Rick? Real Wagyu doesn't make a good. I probably agree with that. They use much lesser quality American Wagyu. That's probably true, but those burgers at Jack Brown or whatever the place is called, man, they're so good. And my daughter was up here Sunday or Saturday, and she was telling me one that I need to get next time that has caramelized onions. I think Shane gets this one. Caramelized mushrooms and applewood bacon. I forget which one it's called.
A lot of people, like Palmer's on the right track. A lot of people don't actually get what they think they're getting. Most of you haven't had real unless you go to a high end place because they're not paying to get the real.
Right. They're just getting like something that's just like it's called Wagyu.
Or it may have a, potentially a partial lineage of something, but it's not actually
a legit.
Yeah, exactly, Palmer. So when I was at the country club and we had it on the menu, like a burger or a steak of something like that, even a smaller portion, like I can't remember. This was years ago, and it was still like $180, $200. It's not even.
Yeah, that sounds about right, Palmer.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. These were.
What makes the cows so special that they come from? Are they just raised a certain way, or is they a certain breed of cow?
Nice segue, Shane.
Jump up here and show us what you look like, Goob. Sign us off with showing us your goatee. He's stumbling for the link, I can tell.
He ain't getting on here.
I know he's not. I'm tired, dude. Are you worn out? Or is it just me? I think it's just me from working. I was asleep up until about 10 minutes before this started on the couch. You look even more ridiculous. That's hard to believe, but I will believe you.
Is that possible, Shane? Wait, does your goatee make your glasses look smaller? Because I don't know if I can take that on your head.
They're raised extremely well, and they're fed leftovers from making sake. I got you. So they're given a special diet. Man, I had some horrible hangovers on sake, and I know they're not drinking sake; they're just eating the stuff that they distill it with or ferment it with.
There's another one that I'm not familiar with. It's kind of like I heard about it recently. Is it soju, something like
Is that
that.
type of beef?
No. It's a beverage, and it's like kind of like a vodka-ish style, but
Hey,
it's Asian.
Soju beverage.
And I mean, they were taking shots out of the stuff, and they were just getting shit
It's
faced.
a
But
clear distilled Korean spirit, traditionally made from rice, barley, or wheat. Though modern versions use starches like sweet potatoes. I bet this is it, isn't it?
it's a green bottle.
Let me show you. Yeah, I think this is it.
Kind of looks like a
Pepto
Rolling Rock colored bottle, but it's shorter and
Yeah, like
stouter.
this right here.
Yep.
They've got strawberry or
Yep.
etiquette. Pour for others with two hands and turn away when drinking, especially in a formal setting. It's a sign of respect. I'd fuck that up. But yeah, here's a bunch of pictures of it.
Yeah.
So one little bottle, is that like a beer bottle size for $5.99?
Yeah, but that beer bottle size, like you're getting, I don't know how many ounces of it, but it's at least 12 ounces probably, because you're getting quite a few shots out of that. And they were taking shots.
There's more. It's more still. It looks like they're just doing little shots of it.
Yeah, they're taking shots out of that bottle. And I think there were 4 guys, and they had 2 bottles or 3 bottles, and they were all like could barely stand up
because they just gotten themselves pickled.
Yeah.
I'm lying until people have cancer again. Don't do that, Shane.
Jesus Christ, Shane.
It doesn't look that bad.
Oh my God.
That's cold. On that note, I'm gonna go eat me some fucking food.
Shane's trying to see John Cena.
No doubt. No doubt. Well, Kyle, you got any parting words, dude? I'm starving. I got to pee too.
Go get some food.
I'm going to get some food. Guys, I love you guys. We'll rally up Friday night. I'm not even going to put any background music because I'm just going to peace out and go pee. I love you guys.
Later.
Peace.